Okay, we're live. The CG, the second CG was artificially shut down, completed. So and Frontier has effectively stolen 500 mil from me because I was only a few hundred loads off fell from the top 10. I would have done another run if I knew they were just going to end the CG. Damn it. So instead of whoops, what was I? Instead of yeah, instead of like 8.6 mil, 8.1 mil.
Services at the starport are constantly being updated. Remember to visit every time you pass through the system. Landing gear retracted.
Ship is disengaged from landing pad. Regulate your speed until free of station perimeter.
Stupid what the hell? Um yeah. Serves me right for trying to do that while on my way out.
Keep clear of the access zone, Commander. You are now clear of station
Frameshift
perimeter. Have
drive
a good flight,
charging.
Commander.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
That's a big star. Pretty hot star too. 1 second, let's see. Let's make go down to like 28. Nine. One more. Come on. My ship's running slightly hotter than it should.
Frameshift drive charging.
But not only 1 degree hotter. So yeah, that was a pretty hot start. Got me into the 60s, and it was rather big.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
Whoops. I didn't mean to do
System
that.
scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, something's off with the ship. It's running hotter than it should.
3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Hello, Lynn? Lynn?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Your mic is messing up.
I know it. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hiya.
Well, I found my good lesson, or first good lesson, in owning a fleet carrier.
What?
You need outfitting if you want to store your modules.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
And that's what I was asking you guys last night. And you said, oh, no.
No, you were talking about ships.
No, you were talking about ships. I was talking about outfitting and because it was SRVs and shit.
Well, SRVs
Does
don't
does it
count
not
as
replace your SRV
modules.
then?
It may, but you can't store any of your modules if you don't have.
How
You
much
don't
extra
have.
does that cost them? Another.
Oh, I've got it, but the only problem is I was already up there at hip, so I had to jump back down and then jump back up. Because you got to take your carrier and put it in the system that you buy that shit from.
Oh, your carrier has to be there?
Yep.
That sucks.
Oh yeah.
There aren't many ships, many systems where you can buy fleet carriers to
Oh, there's
begin
20
with.
or 30.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I didn't sit there and count them, but yeah, there's even some out in Colonia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
But
know
anyways.
there's like one, at least one in Colonia. I know there's one.
So
out
here's your thing to remember if you ever want to buy a fleet carrier. If you want to store all your extra modules, like your
Yep.
friendship drive or cargo rack or
Yeah.
even impact collector, be sure to put the damn outfitting on it.
Yep, definitely.
I come up here and
What about like storing goods? If you wanted to store, say, anything,
I have to have
like,
a commodity. I have to have a commodity market.
Have you got that or not? You
Yes,
haven't got
yes.
that, have you? Oh, you have got that.
Yes. Or we wouldn't be storing tritium.
Yeah.
That's good. So you can sort of, for CGs, you might be able to stock
And
up on
it's the only
certain
way
things and
you
stuff
can
like
like
that.
buy tritium from people too. So
Yeah, you gotta have that.
yeah.
Unless you want to just keep mining 1,000 tons of tritium
Yeah.
till you go blind. 1,000 tons of tritium will take you 2,000 light year jump. Well, less than that because it won't let you run out. It'll stop you let you 2 or 3 tons in the tank and that's it. Excuse me. My coffee went
Quite
down
a
the wrong
bit
way.
of tritium in the old key.
Did you?
Yes. You should
Oh, let's
notice
look at
a
this.
bit of a difference there.
Yeah, I think it was 195 in before I got off the day. Oh heavens! I'm only 170. Well, if you keep on and go, you can go in the commodities market and you can sell it to me and get 41K a ton. I'll do the donation part. That way you can make some money.
It's a good place for tritium.
It is. It is.
I've been having a ball, and do you know the good thing? It's got all 3 different types of mining. All for tritium. It's got subsurface.
Yeah.
It's got surface tritium, and it's
I haven't found a core yet.
Mining laser.
When I get done filling up with tritium, I'm gonna go over and see if I can't play in the monosite hotspot and the Alexandrite hotspot for a little bit.
Yeah, that monosite stuff, and I'll fetch good money there.
Yeah, about 100 or 200 or 300 tons of that, it'll recoup what I paid for the. If I go out and mine it, it'll recoup what I paid for paid somebody for the tritium.
And just because it's a small hotspot means nothing, because when you get in it, it's massive, isn't it? You'd never be able to get to one end to the other before you feel that.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing? Are you still mining, Chris?
Yep.
Did Tracer?
I've got 95 on board at the minute.
Cool.
So I'll be
Well,
back
when
in
you
a little
come
while.
in, instead of just putting them in that freebie down there, that deposit,
Yeah.
just go into the commodity market. I'm 10,000 less than what Galactic average is.
Yeah. I don't mind that. I mean,
If you don't want that high, I can drop it down to 20. Because that way you're getting something for money. At least pay for your damn limpets.
these surface deposits, they can be like buggers to get up when the asteroid's moving quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give up on a couple. I did. I thought, nah, it was going so fast. You just
Yeah, I got
I
on a
would have been
couple of
there
them.
for ages.
Yeah, I got on a couple of them, and they were spinning so fast, and I was trying to keep up with them, and I just stopped. I said,
You've got to know when to give up, haven't you? And think,
yeah,
nah, it's just...
I said, I'm going to spin around this thing, and I'm going to crash into the side of a damn asteroid and have a rebuy of 44 million.
I'll give it a good effort, but it was just going too quick. I think I've
Let me go in the commodities
times, and I thought, nah, that's it. There, at least.
Let me go in the commodities market, and what I'll do is since you don't want to sell it to me for 40K, I'll drop it down to 20K. That way it at least pays.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
that way
right.
that way it pays for your limpet. And saves you from having to jump all the way back. Now I opened the thing up where
I
you
just
could
want
deposit.
to see it full up.
I opened the thing up to where if you had some low temp diamonds or something, you could sell them to me. I took it all the way down as low as I can, and what I'll do is whatever you put in there, keep a track, keep a paper on it.
I know roughly. I've done.
Well, I meant you keep a paper on it, and that way when you get ready
128.
for a load and go, I'll turn that around where you can buy it. But I didn't want to leave it.
280. I've donated 280 so far.
No, not tritium, not tritium.
Oh right.
Like
when
you crashed. Remember your computer crashed and you came back again and you had to run from the pirates?
Yeah.
I fixed it where you could come onto the carrier and dump into there so you could get out of your cargo without destroying them. But just keep it. I put in there 6 or 20 or 40 or 50, and then that way I'll just flip the market around. And
it's
I
in
think
a great place. Your
is it?
Because but when you go to super cruise out from mining, if you pop in here, head away from the planet to get into super cruise.
It's too close, isn't it?
Yeah, otherwise, if you do what I did the first time, I was there for about 20 minutes. The gravity...
Going around in between the planet and...
Yeah, the gravity well just held me for ages. I was thinking, am I going to get there?
Yeah, I thought about even taking it to another...
So the next time, I thought I went out away from the planet, turned round sort of once I speed up a little bit, and it was a doddle then.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that is definitely way to go.
Yeah, like Alexandrite. What does it pay? 200,000 or 300,000? 200. I forget what Alexandrite put. 217,000. But I got it down where I could buy it for 10,000. That way it don't yank all my funds out of my career. So if you give me, if you deposit 50 tons of Alexandrite in here, what I'll do is, because you don't want to jump back the 8 jumps. Because I got it where you can't buy it out of there. Nobody can come in.
I was going to bring my crate Mark II and have it shipped to your ship sort of thing.
You can.
So that when you go, when you're doing the materials, polonium and all that lot, it'll already be on your ship, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's got 2 SRVs in it, that crate Mark II.
Yeah.
Phantom's only got 1, but and it's also got a fighter bay as well. But
if you need it.
I do like nipping out in the fighter sometimes and flying around the planet and that sometimes if you're bored or if I'm bored.
Do some canyon runs. Okay. The price of 20 at Tritium, I put down at 20,373. But what I was saying is, if you need an emergency place to dump because you didn't want to jump 8 jumps back, I'll hold it for you, and then reverse the market back and let you have it back. Right now, I got it.
It's
Where you
alright,
can
that's
just
alright.
buy.
That's fair enough. If it, yeah, just
That way
pays
you
for
don't have to
Olympics
stop
and
your
that,
mining and go sell. And,
but it's quite therapeutic. I don't mind it. Every now and again, like, go,
yeah.
especially this type because it's got all three types, and I don't mind it when it's like that because
Oh,
you get the challenge of everything. You got subsurface, which I like. That is quite fun doing that.
did Trace ever send you an invite to the private group?
When tonight? Oh,
Well, last night.
Once you've, yeah.
So you're
What
in the
is it?
Trace
Once I've accepted, I'm always accepted. Or,
in the private group.
yeah.
In Elite.
Do you have
I'm
to
not
join
talking.
each night?
You have to go in and join. When you sign on Elite, you go into the private and go to Trace Majestus group, click on it, and then sign in, and that puts you in there.
Oh, right.
If you
Shall I
don't,
do?
it puts
Oh,
you
I
somewhere
can't do
else.
that. I'll wait until I'm back at your shit.
Yeah, don't do it now.
No, that would be a disaster.
Jesus.
I'm full up and on here. Yeah, I've got
Oh, and
105 now.
poor Philip is on the crash side.
Where is he?
Yeah.
He's a Jameson.
I need to refill my data after the CG stole it all.
Oh,
I did.
you know that data I got from
Yeah,
Ejetta that I said,
yeah.
Yeah, you get for each superpower thing. I hadn't changed the Alliance or the Imperial one in, which they were both about 1.25 million or something.
Yeah.
I've changed them on your ship because you got a
yeah.
there.
You were talking about that.
I thought, what's that? And I ticked on it just to see what it was, and it had them bounties there, and I thought, oh, that's all right. And
you were, wasn't it? Yeah, you were the one asking about that, and I said, and then when I had to go back down there for the outfitting,
yeah,
I said, rain on this shit, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, that's
handy. Go back down
because that meant I didn't have to go looking for a Alliance base and then a Imperial one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Has it got a record on there that you can look at that tells you exactly what's happened with it over the last whatever time? Like,
you mean on my career?
Commentary type thing, yeah.
Like,
do you know everything that's happened on it or not? Don't you?
Once a week, it'll tell you if anybody deposited anything or took anything or.
Oh, right, once a week.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy. Well, I ain't getting no money done if I'm sitting in here and looking at the wall.
Have you got your clipper with you?
Yeah, I get the big
you
bitch.
Got all of them in there, haven't you?
Yeah.
What am I on about? Did you move all your ships to it already?
All of them. All 17 of them.
Blimey.
And every 95 or 99 modules. Which took a lot of clicking. It kind of reminded me of Jamerson crash site. Click, confirm. Click, transfer, confirm. Click, transfer, confirm. It's like, Jesus, can we get away from all this clicking crap?
Mm.
So how are you on your manufactured stuff like biotech thingies and them type stuff, biotech conductors? And they reckon it could be nerfed when
Biotech.
I doubt they're
You talking
going
about
to
encoded data?
Biotech, is it? Biotech.
Oh, biotech components. Those are in high signal sources.
I'll go to Robigo and do their missions to get them mainly.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you get them a lot for their, the lot passenger missions. And
Yeah,
to
you can get them in.
No, I don't
Could,
mind doing them passenger missions sometimes. They're quite fun when I
yeah,
feel
well,
like in the mood. Like.
you can get them in high signal sources and coded signal sources in different. See, in Imperial, you get the
Imperial
Imperial
shielding and that.
shieldings, and then in Federation, I think you get the biotech. Is it biotech?
No,
Or
it's
I don't
core
know.
And
Core
you get
dynamics.
high
composites.
density
Yeah,
composites and stuff like
It's
that. Don't
core
you?
yeah.
dynamics in
Core
That's
composites,
it.
and
That's it. Core dynamics as well, definitely.
yeah.
in
I'm absolutely filled to the brim with the Imperial shielding.
yeah. Those imperial
Wait.
systems have them so commonly found.
Well, what I usually do is trade them what I need. If I need biotech or cord. Oh, there's my. Yeah. What are you? Oh, Fleeker. And another thing, it seems like my carrier moves, so you can't really count.
Oh man, I'm upside down now.
Use your thrusters and
Yes,
turn it
I
right
know.
side up.
Has it moved? Your carrier?
Yeah, because when I came up, all I had to do is just flop around and come right back down in the tritium.
Hmm.
I went up away from the planet and then turned around and faced it, and right there's the hot spots. Ease in here and see what the pirates are up to.
Nosy buggers.
I had one, he just pulled right up in front of my windshield and scared me. He was looking at my windshield. I thought, well, you little peeping Tom. He just pulled right up in front of me, was looking in the windshield, and I thought, you little jerk.
Even in space, there's no privacy.
Yeah. I wish I had one of them curtains where I could just pull it down, like on Independence Days where they could close
Yeah.
the. It's like you little jerk. Wow, I got 3 little pirates in here. I must be awful popular today. I
They
see.
just want to
What a
say
waste of
hi.
time. Okay. But they do give data. Federal gunship, federal gunship. Wow, you guys came to play, didn't you? Oh, Type 7, you better run. They're coming. Come on, hey, miner, you need to leave.
You're not gonna help them?
I don't have no weapons.
Oh. Okay.
No, Lynn's not gonna help tonight. I don't have, all I got is mining stuff. I could run back to the carrier and get the Corvette out and bring it out here and blow them up.
Yeah, I could bring mine and we could really
Hey,
blow up.
Corvettes are good miners
Mother.
as well.
With the refinery and the collector limpets and the prospector limpets, how many tonnage can you put on your Corvette?
Damn,
On my
it's
Corvette.
a lot.
I don't want to hear a lot.
Mine is just made for war.
I think
It's got no. All I can hold is 16. And that's just for collector limpets.
Yeah, but Philip and Trace made their Corvettes where they could mine in them because
Yeah.
Trace sold his Conda, but I believe it's 400 tons
Yeah,
they could get on a
something
Corvette.
like that. It's pretty meaty.
I've got a Conda and it's just full of passengers. Things I've only ever used it for. I've used it for the rescuing passengers from the burning station.
Yeah.
So they stay quite cold. It's quite good for that. And also for Robigo and Cios and Sophis sort of missions.
Well, I found
totally not used it for what it should be used for.
Yeah. I use my Python for the passenger, the burning stations and stuff. I can haul 112, and it's not that far.
Yeah.
To the rescue ship, but in my cutter, I can haul 512 tons. Well, count 522 tons. Count the refinery. But most generally, you're not going to get 522 in a 2-hour period. So I come out with 256.
Yeah, when you look at a cutter, it doesn't look like it's a huge hauler of any sort. It's all dainty, kind of the shape and everything, and yeah, it's quite a beast for carrying stuff, isn't it?
Well, when you get to Odyssey, land your Corvette on a planet, and then get out, stand by it, then get in your outside camera and look at the difference between you and that ship.
Yeah, I did see a clip actually, and a cutter flying over, and that did look bloody good.
Yeah.
It's a shame about the stairs though; they're a bit too.
Yeah, they're right there. You can turn around and look at them. Just put us where we. Huh?
Are they the ones that are ginormous? They come up to your head, sort of thing. The bottom step.
The bottom step comes right down, just right past the little blue thing you stand in to get in to disembark and embark into your ship. All they had to do was let you walk up the steps to the door, and have that little blue thing, and then let you jump up in there. You know, go to black, bring you out in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Because the way they got it, you cannot have your Armstrong moment because you just. Yeah. You can have your James T. Kirk moment.
Yeah, you can have your first steps
it would
on
make
the
it
planet,
a lot more.
but you're not walking down steps or a ladder to the planet.
No, it's like beam me down, Scotty.
Yeah.
So you have your James Kirk moment, not your Armstrong moment.
Yeah.
They got the wrong sci-fi movie.
Yep.
And what was you saying, Chris? I was just walking all over you.
I'm not.
I'm not
I don't know. It couldn't have been important. Let's concentrate. It's probably so silly about mine. I can't remember.
I'm waiting for this stupid pirate to go away. That's the only thing I hate about not having no weapons on here. Because if I had weapons on this thing, I'd just whoop around here and blow them up.
Yeah, that's the thing with me. It's not an option. I have to run in this.
Well,
'cause
with all this, yeah, I have to too.
I've used everything.
I
But
wish
this is a truly
mining.
multi-purpose miner.
I wish mining tools and lasers took up utility slots instead of hard points.
Well, you need
Yeah.
our utility spots for our pulse lasers.
Yeah.
I mean, our pulse analyzer.
Analyzer, yeah.
Well, I guess I could bring out my multi-billion-dollar cutter build. That does have weapons on it.
Someone's
Hello.
there. Hi.
Oh, good God. Who left the door open again?
Philip.
Yeah?
I
What's up?
Duck right in behind him.
Oh, did you? Okay. Well, boss man, the CG is over with.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
They shut that
no
damn
warning,
thing down.
No nothing.
Yep. I lost 11,000 tons of data because it didn't count it, but they took it.
Frontier effectively stole 500 mil from me.
What they do?
No, they didn't because you just didn't.
Although
What he's saying is they did. Wait a minute, Phil. What he's trying to say is instead of giving him warning, so he could have made one more trip.
Right.
They didn't. So therefore, he got knocked out of the top 10% by 300 tons. So he lost out on the 1,140,000,000. He only got
600.
900, 600.
Yeah, 600 and something.
648.
But it's like I told him, I'd rather have had that happen than lose 11,000 pieces of data.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
And I wrote him and I told him I'm not too impressed with your bullshit here. I said it sucks. It blows mothballs like your Odyssey does. Oh, and boss man.
Yep.
I'm the proud owner of a freaking carrier.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm up here in HIP something or other. HIP 76521 ring A2 ring mining tritium.
Aha. I'm going to have to do something about my eye tracking here. It's flicking all over the place.
Chris here found us a planet here to mine. It's a triple hotspot tritium, and it's pretty damn good.
Cool.
So, anyways, what you got planned for tonight?
Refilling data.
Yep.
Data. Need more input.
yeah, I had to refill mine as well.
That's what I'm doing. Going around in circles. At least this time, the data will stay in my inventory or whatnot.
I don't know. I wouldn't be too sure about that. We're dealing with elite now. But anyways, my carrier costs me $1 billion because I made 4 from the first CG and $1 billion from the second CG, so that's $5 billion.
Okay.
So, and then I put $1 billion in the carrier.
Nice.
Yeah. Forgot I almost had mine.
I was the first to land on it.
He was like,
Proud of that.
ooh, ah, look at that. It's a carrier.
I literally see it appear before you did.
Yeah.
Lynn hasn't painted it yet, though.
I'm leaving it that color.
Okay.
I quite like that colour, actually. Yeah,
that color's okay.
Yeah.
little flashes of orange.
Yeah.
It's like a wine red and an autumn orange and beige. Ain't no sense of wasting paint on it.
Oh, I'm nearly there.
All right. Well, I better get this recording going here.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you already did. I'm sorry.
Nope, haven't even done the intro yet.
Okay.
I apologize for
Go on.
hugging you.
All right. Hello again. This is Trice Majestus with an echo in the background. We're back. The community goals are over, and it's time to go refill our data reserves. And with that, let's get moving. And I got to do something about this eye tracking. I'm not sure what the heck is going nutty here.
I'm not sure.
Maybe I should turn the gaze tracker on and see what the heck is. Where it thinks I'm looking. All right, gaze tracer is on.
Oh, I know what it is.
Hmm?
I know what it is.
What's that?
You're going around in circles so much you're cross-eyed now.
Oh, that could be. And it's just like flying in circles on the screen here.
Yeah. Well, isn't that what you've been doing the last 4 or 5 days, flying around in circles and you turn?
Trace, try your best to look just straight and use your mouse or stick, whatever you use for that to turn.
No, it's just fine. All right,
Instead
so
of
it's
your
elite.
head.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What a surprise.
What isn't elite?
All right, so that moves that way, that moves that way. No, this has just become unusable. Thank you, Elite.
No problem,
All
Commander.
right.
We'll fix it on the next hot patch. Coming to your town soon.
Yeah, that nebulous suit. All right, we'll turn the gaze tracker off because the eye tracking thinks I'm doing things correctly, but Elite is jumping all over the place. So we will just disable that completely.
Yeah.
And work without it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I hate that, though. All right. Galaxy map. Galaxy map. On a positive note,
Yeah.
I did. I went to sign up for my COVID vaccine today.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd that go?
It said there's an available one right now in 10 minutes and in an hour. So I took the one that was an hour later, and I've had my vaccine.
Okay.
One. You still gotta have the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you feel, all right, or a little bit groggy, or
Groggy
totally
is
fine?
Well, I won't say entirely fine. Like most of the time when I get a vaccine, my arms are a little sore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah. Now, which orbital was the?
Orbital what?
Oh, it was on Edo Gateway.
Yeah.
I got to go to Edo Gateway and pick up my reward.
Ah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how much you had left. How much? Yeah. You know.
About 25%.
Yeah. I figured you'd
So-
drop down to that.
Oh, that's
So you got
right.
six.
That's what I had to say.
So you had
The-
600 million.
Yeah.
I have, yeah.
640 or something.
Yeah.
I had just over 11,000. The bottom end came up to just under 11,000. So I put it in just the right place 2 nights ago.
And I put in 20, just over 20,000 it was. And that was quite a lot of data. But I put it from a few other bins. And I used it from Vegeta, that mod of mine. But I soon learned not to do that. I just used the Jameson ones after that.
Oh yeah, word of advice to all you commanders in here about Mr. Chris here. He will get you blowed up.
I think that's elite. Elite has booby trapped it for team play. Because every time I've gone there by myself, it was alright. I've never had that happen.
Yeah. He said, be sure to scan this right here. And I seen him scan it, and no horns go off. I go over and scan it, and it goes, wah, wah, and the skimmers come, and the turrets turn, and missiles come, and it's like, ah!
I see us scooting across.
He said, you got to repair on the move, and I said, yeah, right. You get into that right-hand panel and try to prepare as you're bouncing your butt across the planet.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No, so it just blowed up my SRV. And then they put a wanted bounty, I was wanted, and my ship had a wanted on it. So I had to go pay it.
You could pay it in your carrier?
Yeah, well, I didn't have it. I mean, yeah, I didn't have it then. I did get the redemption office.
Yeah. Convenient to have a factors in your carrier.
Yeah.
Mine says Federation. Everybody says, why your Federation? I says, because I ain't figured out how to turn it to Empire or whatever. I said, really, I don't want none of them. Call me a freelancer or something. I don't care.
Pirate faction.
No. That's the only thing I don't have on here is a black market.
That's music to my ears when you get storage full. When you're mining, that is the music to your ears, isn't it? No, but 3 limpets left, and I'm starting to fill up my refinery, which is.
The ones I like is storage full, refinery full.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that soon once you've heard the storage.
Me and Trace was out mining. What the hell was he mining? We were mining tritium, wasn't we? And I liked, what was it, 20 tons? Having 266, but I'd run out of limpets. And maybe it was 10 tons, I don't know. But anyways, Trace had some limpets left, and he says, I'll mine it and you pick it up. And so he was going around probing the things, and it took us a few minutes, but finally we got it full. Running around there like chickens with their heads cut off. I was like, yeah, you can tell we've been out here too long.
Yeah, picking up individual fragments with a cutter, yeah.
We've been out here way too long.
Why the hell did we do that?
I don't know. But we did. Well, it's back when they nerfed it, so everything counted.
Well, okay.
1 ton of tritium was 1 ton of tritium.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Lovely.
I picked up 5 pieces of selenium this morning when I was out here mining.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Disengage.
It's just a pretty cool ring. There's so many hot spots here, the color is almost washed out of the ring.
Oh, wow.
And there's lots of triple hotspots. There's a grandidierite or an alexandrite hotspot, triple hotspot.
Yeah, you got to look close, didn't you? Because
Yeah.
you don't realise until you get near to them. Some of them, you think, "Oh, that's a triple hotspot," because they're so
well, that's
close
tritium
together.
triple hotspot. You have to be right on it to see the 3 different hotspots. I just aim for the center and the brightest yellow.
In there, and it is really good. Everyone has got tritium in it.
Is that the one that Dunkel found for you?
No, Chris found this one.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you, Chris.
He said, I got you a place. That's fine.
And it weren't far from where you were. That's the main thing.
No, yeah. It's
too far anyway.
What is it? 4 jumps, 5 jumps from Shinrada?
Yeah, might have more for me.
Well, it depends on your jump range.
Yeah, I've got a crappy jump range.
But I had to hurry up and get up here in the carrier because he was up here mining. It was 8 jumps for him back somewhere to sell his stuff, and his internet crashed, and he was running away from pirates. And I said, well, if you can hang on 15 minutes, I can be there. So he hung on 15 minutes, and I brought the carrier, and then he jumped on the carrier. Running circles around the planet to stay away from the pirates.
I was up there admiring all the hot spots and all that, and no one bothered me. I was just chilling up there looking, wow, this is good.
I'm making my first stop at the tech broker. There's a tech trader. And there's a guardian broker here too, so I'll see how much more I need for certain things.
Where are you at?
Me? I'm at
that one that starts with a D?
OHM City or something? DMI City or whatnot? 1 second. Need to request docking. Before I crash into this station.
The one that we've been going to?
No, it's a different one.
While you're in there, make sure that go into the commodity market and see if they ain't got stuff that we can buy there to like the microcontrollers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll check.
Yeah, because if one does it, I'm sure we can do it with the rest of them. That way we don't have to jump 6 or 7 times.
What the hell is this? Pirate activity detected threat 7?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
you're not heading towards it, are you?
No.
Yeah.
I'm trying to dock.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Yeah, you're down there. I think in the same ones we used. If you were at Jameson Crash and it was one north back into the bubble, that's this one we've been using.
Oh, okay.
Track landing gear.
Yeah, this is only 3 jumps from the crash site as well. So. Seeing how the siege is done, I might as well use this.
Yep.
Well.
Track landing gear.
The one I was using was only 2 jumps. What'd you do to your ship?
Jump range my ship is? It's like 72.
Then
Should
why are
only
you
be
going
2 jumps.
Yeah, it's 2 jumps.
Oh, okay.
Engage. If you go into the right one.
Yeah. The one we went to was something D. The system.
This is LMS something?
Yeah, there's a closer one than that.
Yeah, DIAGUANDRI.
It's no big deal.
Yeah. but it's a lot further away. If you have to jump 3 times with a 70 like your jump, and we were doing it in 2 and then 40 in the, yeah.
I'm
Or 40 or
surprised there aren't
50.
more carriers here at this thing.
In here?
Yeah, in this system.
Yeah, they
There's not
probably.
that many, really, is there?
Kind of wish you could put a data trader on a carrier.
Oh,
Wouldn't
that
that
would
be
be
nice?
nice.
Until further instruction.
Engage.
Yeah,
But
you
you
can't.
can't have material traders on carriers, unfortunately.
Not yet, anyways.
Yeah. I really don't think they're going to, unfortunately. Although maybe because in whatchamacallit, in the Odyssey, there's traders like at every port. So I mean, if they could do it, why can't people do that in?
Well, they're going to start looking at the fact that we at least need a raw material trader because we're way out there in the black,
Yeah.
and you kind of need to be able to swap around your materials if you
Yeah.
need to.
Yeah, because you need raw materials for things
Engage.
like fuel
Yeah.
and repairs and stuff.
For the SRV, yes.
Yeah.
Although they may think, you got the carrier, just fly back to it. Well, look at here. Subsurface. Tritium. Oh, let's play this mini game, shall we?
I like that. I was getting good at that.
Contact. Engines disengaged.
Ooh. I
Just got a
almost
couple
have.
of bins to fill up.
I only need one thing for a Guardian power
Engage.
distributor.
Oh, yeah. It's what you have to buy.
Yeah, I need the heat sink.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Make sure you look in the
Yeah, I'm
commodity
going
market,
to.
see if you can buy it.
Ooh. I have all I need is a weapon blueprint for the Guardian shard cannons. But it's a class 1. Where's the class 2?
Is there somewhere?
Guardian plasma cannons come in class 3s. Oh, so do the shard cannons.
Yeah, just not the Gauss.
Yep. You need 2 blueprints for the
Engage.
shard cannons. Yikes.
Yeah.
For one of
We
the
went-
unlocks.
We
Well,
went
for all
through
the
that,
grade
didn't we?
3s. Yeah.
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 Oh, okay. All the grade 3s are like that.
You must have been sleeping again.
No, he just has senior moments.
Oh, God, help us when he gets my age, then.
Maxed out all my level 1s with the level 4, rank 4 materials. Or maybe not all of them, most of them.
Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz?
Loitering is a crime, punishable by death. Please make sure you have authorization before you enter the docking bay.
I've got one collector limpet left. It's already out, and one bin to fill. Oh,
It's skipping time.
please. Yes, yes.
Fly
It's
smart,
looking good.
fly safe. Reduce your speed.
Come on,
inside the
baby.
docking bay.
Let's scoop some more. Come on, baby. Let's scoop some more.
Yes, I think that's going to do it. I love it when that happens and you ain't got to dump limpets or anything.
Oh, cargo full,
Little bit more.
refinery full.
Fits on
Oh,
you,
yeah.
little limpet. Don't let me down.
I got to dump some limpets.
I know, I did that earlier on. I had to do that.
Obey station law.
Ding, 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 ding.
Not on this run though. I took less on this run, and it's worked out perfect. Absolutely perfect.
That's good.
Oh, got a little tiny bit left. Please don't die, limpet. It's been going for ages now, this limpet.
I can't look out the side of my window.
Unnecessary obstruction. Do not block the access corridor.
What you looking for?
Trying to get the Jameson crash site at the right orientation. I came in a little hot and had to pull up.
Yeah, I did that.
Happened to do it again.
Yeah, I did that the other day.
It's not easy when you can't look outside, is it?
I do it all the time.
I do because I'm used to it, but if you're used to it, it's
Yeah, he turns his head and he looks out the side window, and I'm like leaning forward, trying to look past the frame of a damn TV. You know, come on.
If it's really tricky, I use my mouse and have a quick glimpse with my mouse, and then I click the middle button and it goes back to centre. Sort of thing. But
that's what I do. Yeah,
it's not ideal though. It's a bit cumbersome.
Yeah.
But I might do. Right. That's it. I'm full to the brim.
Woohoo! That will probably fill up the Tritium depository.
Yeah, I've got 6 in the hoppers and 128. That's not the world's biggest load, but
hey, I ain't grabbing.
This will be the 3rd load that I've taken to your ship, so that should nearly get it there.
We have microcontrollers here.
Yeah, we had that at the other one.
There's a lot of technology here, actually. Let's see. We have animal monitors.
Don't need.
Aquaponics systems. Auto fabricators.
Don't need. Don't need.
Let's see. Piranhas.
Instead of reading the whole list, just see how many of them we can use for the Guardian things. That would be easier.
I'll have to check.
And the only thing you mentioned so far is the controllers, which the other one there had too. So
Look through the broker again.
All right.
Wow, that was quite an enjoyable mining run. That was.
Oh,
I like it when you get a mixture of the different things.
Yeah, I almost said hello, Chris, when he typed it in too.
you
Chris
caught that.
Join us.
Yeah, you caught that too, didn't you?
That's just to let you know I'm watching you. So you know I'm watching you. I've got you on my little tablet.
Yeah, he's.
In your
You know he stalked us for months, Trace. You know where we were out chasing the ammonia whirls?
Yep.
He was a few jumps behind us every time.
I did tell you actually at the time. I don't know if you were all too busy to notice, but I did write in the chat. I said I'm one step behind you all the way. I'm copying your videos of thinking.
And we first said, "Oh, that's all right."
I don't have to look for myself.
Yeah. We've already told you. Come on, no problem.
Yeah, you could have winged up with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was enjoying watching it on the stream. I'm still watching you now, but you're at that. It's almost bringing back nightmares for me watching it because that Jameson bloody.
Oh, well, you know what?
You only have to do it this last time, though. Think of that. It's this last time, and you won't have to do it for a while.
Well, this is the honest thing. When you have to do something like that repetitively, it doesn't matter what it is, because by the time we got Trace's carrier out there where we dropped it off, I believe my words were never, never, never again.
And here you go buying your own.
Yeah. I mean, after you mine 55,000 tons of tritium and trying to stay on schedule to jump, it was we did it. We did it successfully, but it was a freaking nightmare to keep that commodity market tritium spot thing full when they nerfed it. If they'd have left it alone like it was when we first started, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. We would have gone out there without any data storage full.
Somebody didn't crash, did they?
I didn't.
Okay. Well, I kind of heard the sound like when Elite throws somebody's butt off. Did he eat?
I'm wondering what's going on here. It's telling me like data's full.
Well, your adaptive's probably full.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
Or the other one, the
atypical.
Grade 1. There's a grade 1 one in there.
Is there a grade 1?
No, there's a grade 5, 4, 3, and 2.
Yeah, okay.
At Jameson.
Right, off to the trader.
Unless you forgot to trade one down.
Galaxy map?
I have done that.
No, I just did something stupid, that's all.
The atypical, I forgot to trade it down.
Oh, I forgot to trade everything down.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, you just landed. Jeez.
Wait, so you flew to a tech broker, did nothing, flew out, and
I flew to Rhea, and then forgot to trade it. I collected my.
He got his money.
Yeah,
he did remember
that's
that.
exactly what I did.
Yep, got your money.
I got my money and forgot to trade.
Oh boy.
Oh my God! Don't forget the money.
Well, didn't forget the money, but I forgot to do everything else. That's
well,
okay.
Trace and RH were allowed to see your moments. Just, don't worry about it.
looked at it and I said, "Okay, I'm all set. I'm all done trading." And I must have looked at the wrong column.
Yeah.
Galaxy map.
It's easy
Galaxy map.
to look at the wrong thingy bobber. Oh, and there's lots of orange rocks in here too, Trace.
Oh, you're 100% full now. After that, me dropping that off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can sell it in the commodities market.
Do you know when you're on the like the carrier view screen sort of thing?
Yeah.
It's got capacity 18,952.
Yeah.
And it's got the main capacity is 25,000. What's that then for?
That means that I can, like, tell them, Trace. You know better than I do.
Okay, so you've got a total capacity. You subtract a certain amount for each module you install, and then if any module that has inventory, you subtract a certain amount for each type of inventory, whether it's ships, modules, whatever.
Commodities.
And commodities.
Yeah.
Now, they kept changing it, so I'm not exactly sure what counts how much towards what anymore. And on my carrier, the only thing I had stock of was straight up inventory and trading.
And how much is your carrier upkeep?
My carrier upkeep is 27 million.
Why are you
some weeks.
I don't know.
What's this?
Hers is only
Mine's
like
only
7 mil.
10 million.
Oh, 10 mil now.
It's 10 mil.
10.3 million.
And I got everything on board here except livery and secured trading.
That's because you bought it in the middle of the week.
Oh,
it's prorated.
Okay, so they gave her a discount.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
because tomorrow it's gonna flip.
Yep.
Hey, what's this? What's this? I need to know this.
Oh, if you buy a carrier in the middle of the week, you don't have to pay the full weekly upkeep. It's prorated.
Ah,
yeah. Next week it'll be 32 million, and I'll go. Ah!
You've got everything except what?
I got everything except the black market, the secured market, and livery, paint jobs and shit.
Gonna be around 27 mil. Maybe a little bit more, but I don't think so.
I got the redemption office where you can turn in your
oh, okay, that's one I don't have. Yeah.
You turn in your
Kodak. I have that one.
No.
Oh, I'll have to look. Engage. I think there's only one module I don't have, and I know I don't have black market.
Yeah, there's no point.
But I think I've got everything else. And
The only
reason I got outfitting was so that I could store my own modules.
Yep.
Yeah, I found that out. I jumped up here to save Chris, and then I couldn't. I didn't have no modules, and I was like, son of a gun.
It's nice to have a mobile base.
Yep.
I even got ship yard.
Yep, so do I. That way I can store ships.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can actually. I was just checking it. I can move my ship here, can't I?
Yeah.
Another ship, sort of.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, you can go in there and transfer one to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do actually, because you're gonna. It's pretty well.
Well, we're gonna go
In the next few days, you're gonna go.
Before Odyssey, yes. Yes, before Odyssey, the 19th or whatever it is. I'm going to the shards and fill up on my raws and go to the Guardians
that's
and
a
fill
good
them
idea
out.
with Odyssey and that coming.
Oh hell, because there's no telling what they're gonna do to that.
No. I noticed Astro.
We may never find them again.
Astro was topping up on his things when he done it.
Yeah, when Astro starts topping off on stuff, it's like, you know something we
that's
don't
when
know.
they watch it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Crate Mark II. I'm gonna transfer that in because it's got two SRVs.
Oh, that's another thing, Trace. Since I have outfitting and I have repair and refueling and stuff, if we're on the Guardian site and we blow up one of our SRVs and we come back to the carrier, is that part of the repair?
That's
Or
part
is
of
that
repair.
okay? I was gonna say, do I
Or
have
is
to
it
have
restock?
I think it's restock.
It
I
might be
just want to make
restock.
sure. I don't care what it's called as long as we got it.
Well, basically, I put everything except the black market on there,
Yeah.
and that comes to 27 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
And some weeks there's an extra 33 charged.
Mm.
Why?
20. No idea.
Oh, you had to pay for the accountant and the paperwork, I bet you.
33 credits work. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not done till the paperwork's done.
Disengage.
Yeah, I tell you what, you talking about some hostile folks this morning. When they closed that CG down and
Yeah.
didn't tell them, there was no warning, Trace. You just
None.
went in there, and you know how you could tell that it was done?
Everyone was bitching.
Well, no, you kept putting it in there, but if you went to check how much you had in there,
It wouldn't raise.
it wasn't going up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Open hailing frequencies.
I mean, I lost 11,000, but I felt sorry for this one soul. He said he just deposited 30,000 in there for nothing.
Ow.
That must have taken an hour and a half just to put it in.
Yeah.
That's the killer.
Yeah. Carpal tunnel for nothing.
Oh dear.
Oil landing gear.
Glad you warned me because I was on my way there.
Oh, I was trying to warn it. I knew Trace wouldn't be on this evening, so I knew he was cool. But I knew that Philip probably come on and you, and it's like, don't deposit.
Orbital flight engaged.
I was roaring to play
Are you mining then?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm on my
Out
way
here
back in.
floating away between
It's quite
the
relaxing, isn't
asteroids.
it?
Yeah, it's better than what we've been doing, that's for sure. Well, no, not really, because if Trace is out here, we would be bebopping along in half throttle through this thing, but since I'm just out here, I'm just flying one-handed, just barely moving along, just letting my brain free will, trying to get over the CG.
This thing gets there.
But when Trace comes out here, we just kind of let him lead, and we kind of follow behind him and just mine the rocks he mines. It's the only good thing about winging up and mining is if Trace finds a 30% tritium, anybody that's in his wing will have a 30% tritium in that rock.
Yeah.
And we all get to collect
Galaxy.
30%. And it never fails. So I'm in a cutter, and the rock that has the most dist in it, I have to sit here and spin and keep my damn lasers on it because my ship's so wide, I miss it with the outside lasers.
Yeah, that's the only thing with the
We're track
cutter.
landing.
I've heard a lot of people say that. It's hard to get
The track landing
weapon
gear.
focus.
But the deal is,
Oh,
that's the one that has 38% in it. It's some little bitty round balls that I have to sit and twist.
come on, baby. Let's do
the twist.
Landing gear deployed.
Come on then, pirates, do your worst. Scan me.
Well, I won't say that.
Engage.
There we go. Carrying anything nice? I hope
Trace?
you have something good in your hold. Next time, you should fill it with gold. Next time, you should fill it with gold. Then the other one said it all. Two of them.
Yeah. I love showing up there with only a couple of lasers, mining lasers, and some real armament. They come in and say that, and I say, "Yeah, I've got something right here for you. It's called death."
Yeah, when they say, "What on earth do you fools do for a living?" sort of thing.
Kill pirates.
Kill you. Yeah.
He has such. Tracy has such a mellow voice, don't it? He reminds me of remember Ross the painter?
Oh,
Paint
yeah.
a little tree. Oh, we gotta have a nice little
Bob Ross.
pretty tree.
Yes.
That's funny. 'Cause I am an artist.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Who would have ever known that I could, just by his voice, could tell that he's associating with an artist. Okay.
Among other things.
Well, we don't need to know that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
come
was
on.
thinking the
That's
same thing,
TMI.
Engage.
We don't need to know that you're a male stripper that works in. You're one of the, what is it? The Clydesdale boys? No, that isn't it. Chippendales. Clydesdales.
Good.
Well, that's interesting. Engage.
Oh my gosh, I may have to go to the Chippendales things and says, look at the ass on that Clydesdale. Oh my God. And I can't even blame being out in deep space for this mindset, Trace.
Well, you do realize that space madness never
Never
fully
goes away? Oh.
You're just in relapse.
Yes. It's like an alcoholic. You're always an alcoholic. You're always in recovery, kind of, whatever.
I guess that's what's wrong with Philip, because he's always in denial.
What? No.
Exactly.
As I say no, I just make your case stronger.
Absolutely.
There's no win
The Nile
situation
is not just
there.
a river in Egypt.
The Nile is not the river. Yeah, in Egypt. Yep.
You can use your pulse laser for this night mining as well. It lights up the ones with subsurface deposits.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys are lucky I caught that sneeze.
You know where
Blow my eardrums out.
I was trying, but I had both hands full and couldn't.
There's a lot of pollen up.
Yeah, right now there is, and it rained, and it's got it in full blossom. It's just, oh my God.
You know, as much of a monotonous activity scanning these crash sites is, it's a lot more enjoyable when you don't have to spend an hour deposited it into into the CG.
Yeah, when you
You
know you're
just
doing it to keep it,
you
it
just
is
downgrade
a lot
to the
different.
materials you want and leave. Takes like a
Yeah.
few minutes.
Well, Philip is like real life. I mean, everything is a grind and monotonous if you have to clock in on a clock and you're on a time thing. But if you're just out in the yard messing about for 15 hours, it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, geez. We were on a time
Almost,
clock.
Yeah.
you use a keyboard and mouse, don't you, Philip?
Huh? Yeah.
That's amazing. I
I couldn't do
full
that.
respect to you, I tell you, because I don't think I could do that.
Oh, see,
No
Odyssey
way.
kills me. It kills my shoulder to use the keyboard all the time like that, walking around.
And they say you can be really, really good with keyboard and mouse, but I don't know.
Right. I can really fall off of a building, drop a hand grenade by me,
Yeah.
blow my butt up. Yeah, I can do that just fine.
Yeah.
I'm just so used to a stick because of all the flight simulators I've flown before, you know what I mean? But it is different in space because you can go sideways, up, down, and sort of hovering.
It's like
But
the
I couldn't.
stick users, touch users have
That's
a
why
big
I'm a bit worried about Odyssey
they have a
because
big
of it's too
benefit
many fingers and
with steering the ship because there's a neutral position. There's no neutral position with the mouse.
Well, you can find one.
I
Yeah,
use
but
my
you have
mouse
to
for
manually do it.
my
Where
turret
the stick
on the
naturally
SRV.
returns to its neutral position.
Unless
No,
you get a stick like mine.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
you have to set the dead zone.
Have you got a Verpal or something like that?
Wait,
It,
the Warthog doesn't return to
no,
neutral
Tris.
position
Is
if
it
you let
Warthog?
go?
Yeah.
It has 0 dead zone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they? They're not expensive.
I just have to barely move the stick and it moves.
That's how you get through the mouse slot at 200 meters a second.
Yeah, there's no, I have to
no
have the
dead
hand on the
zone.
stick.
Hey, Philip.
Yeah.
Stop talking over everybody.
Yeah,
I literally have to hold the stick in a specific position, which is not quite dead center, to get it to be neutral.
Oh, really?
So, yep.
Okay.
You can fix a little bit of that in the options with.
That's probably on purpose, though, isn't it? So
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say because that would be quite handy in a way.
It's biased to a slight vertical lift, which is what you want for an aircraft.
Yeah. Not so much for a spaceship.
Right.
It acts a bit like in trains they have dead man's hand, where you've got a lever that you're always holding, and if your hand comes off of it, it puts the brakes on. It's a bit similar to that you always have to have a little bit of input to go straight, if you know what I mean. Slide.
In a flight simulator, it would be kind of pretty close to neutral because your plane tends to want to nose down a little bit.
Yeah.
So this holds it in what would be approximately correct for an A-10 Warthog.
Yeah.
This is annoying.
Oh, did you see the patches that they came out? Did you see the patch they came out with yesterday on the Odyssey?
No.
No.
Well, I don't know well, it's all geeky shit. But, yeah, I understand why they let that CG get 8 billion.
Yeah, because they were fixing some major stuff, right?
Yeah. They ought to know that we're pretty wise. That when we see the big boys steer away from shit,
yeah,
it's
not a good sign. Especially since things like alpha and betas are usually channel boosters. So
Yeah, well, when you see Astro go out and just take his SRV up, what was it, 1,000, whatever, and just flip it off and see if he survives, it's like there's nothing
yeah,
else
he's
better in
bored.
Odyssey to do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, come on, man.
Now, I'm definitely not picking up any more combat stabilizers from here.
Huh? What are you
Why? What
picking up
happened?
combat stabilizers?
They're one of the things that drop here.
Oh, you're at Dove's Hope?
No, it's at
No,
the crash
Jameson.
site.
It's all those
Okay.
canisters.
Oh, okay, yeah. I generally
is-
Everybody
enjoy
in
the
the
canisters.
It is an absolute. Well, I just picked them up since I was, doing the end of the run last night,
Oh, okay.
and I was
But
just like, yeah, I'll pick these up and I'll go turn them in somewhere.
no,
Nowhere takes them.
Really? Yikes.
yeah.
Yep.
Remember, he snuck in and out of 2 stations trying to find someplace.
So glad when I finally all that mess for 7,000
Yeah,
credits.
that was a joke.
Not again.
Yeah, joke at your expense.
Oh, come on, repeat so we can see it again.
Yeah.
Oh.
I forgot to record it for prosperity.
Oh, that's okay. I
That's
did.
okay. I recorded it.
It's on
No, you
YouTube. You
didn't.
can get.
Who sneezed?
That's
Chris.
me. Sorry, I tried to cover the mic.
You're a piss poor catcher now.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to it.
That's the only thing I don't
Hey,
like about.
Sparky.
Hello.
Hi.
What does he want?
That's how you talk to your son, huh?
He says he hates his job sometimes. The other techs wonder why he smokes. He tells them it's to make sure they don't mysteriously disappear.
Oh, man.
Oh, one of them days they undo all the wiring and they don't have a clue and they didn't label it and then they say, "Hey, Sparky, come and fix this."
Oh, no. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Sounds like my life.
Yeah. He's posted a few pictures and all they did was underneath the dash, they just went to yanking wires,
Oh no.
and replaced them, and then they couldn't get anything to working, so they called him. And yeah.
Uh-huh. I can't even tell you the number of times that has happened to me with software or something very similar anyway.
Yeah.
Hey Ed, I broke this. How do I fix it?
I keep telling them, just think of this, because nobody else can do it, and you can. It's job security.
Yep.
Especially when I get younger engineers that are, young engineers hate to comment.
Oh, no. Don't say that. Oh, crap. That's not good.
What?
Comments are notes that the coder puts in their code. So people know what the hell everything does.
Yep. And
Oh,
younger
damn.
engineers, somebody senior's got to be watching over every check-in and make sure they put enough comments in.
That's horrible.
And once they start commenting, they generally don't know what to comment. They end up commenting the stuff that's not all that useful. So I mean, it takes a year and a half for a new engineer to learn what to comment and
what not to.
And what not to bother with, because it's obvious in the code.
Yeah.
They would love my code, because I'd be in there, put in their comment, "Take this job and shove it." I ain't working here no more.
And Astro has the same problem. He doesn't comment any of his stuff. Oh, it's horrible. Glad I don't have to maintain it.
He's an astrophysicist. He don't have to. Somebody else. He's probably got an assistant there that does that shit for him.
He goes right into
No.
the
He goes
nitty-gritty
right
of
into the
everything,
heart and the meat.
He does what every other scientist does.
The fun work, and then he leaves all the boring shit for somebody else to pick up, figure out what he's doing.
Yes, there is a name for what he makes. It's called lab code.
I don't know, but he was sitting there trying to show on Discord, trying to show me how he was making them spreadsheets to calculate and all this shit. And I said, I used to do this shit back in the 70s with cobalt. And,
Oh God, you admitted that? Oh no.
Yeah. And he said, really? He said, you should kept up on it, because he said, now if you want a high paid job, cobalt, because nobody knows it anymore.
Yeah, and all the banks have legacy code that needs to be maintained. Oh yeah, cobalt is a. You say I used to program in cobalt. Come here. We'll get you $180,000 to start per year.
Yeah.
Here's a $50,000 signing bonus.
Yeah. Let's see, I had cobalt, and there was two other ones in there. Cobalt and jeez, don't. Old timers at the moment. I can't remember, but the other two codes were other two. It'll come to me.
Let's see, cobalt, CPM.
Nope.
Earlier than that. ADS, I think, but you probably wouldn't have known that one.
Earlier.
C sharp, C++.
No. It was like a name,
Pascal.
like cobalt. Yes, Pascal.
Fortran.
No.
Okay. Okay, let's see what Sparky's saying here. New issue to get parts from Cummins. 50 days to get back order on basic parts.
Oh, yeah. COVID. The manufacturers have shut down.
Yeah.
You gotta wait. China's being a bitch. Don't want to sell to you.
The same thing on his end. He gets a truck 6 people have touched, can't fix it, leave it to him. Yeah. Leave 4 notes. Yeah.
Yeah. The thingamajig over here won't connect to the thingamabob over here, and therefore it does not have no fire to the whatchamacallit. The gin ain't ginning, and the carb ain't carving.
So the driver ain't driving.
Yeah.
And so he says he gets it. It's got the original issue still to fix, and 6 more issues that the text caused.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was a 1950s truck, it would just need a bit
Oh,
of
yeah.
tinkering with, and you'd be
A little
off.
bit of baling wire, and duct tape, and you're ready to go again.
Clean the points and the plugs.
But what his deal is, the reason why he grinds is because, they get what do they call it, a time bonus? The time they spend on a truck and stuff like that. Well, he loses all that because they count the first mechanic's time on it. So it doesn't matter how many mechanics it goes through. By the time it gets to him, well, his bonus goes out the window.
Yep, the way to get a time bonus because everybody else used up his time.
Mm-hmm.
And gave him 6 more issues to fix.
Right, and then it affects his, job performance? Even though he was the only one that fixed it?
Yeah,
evaluation.
So he'll get punished for taking longer
Yeah.
than what it should be when he shouldn't have been working on that to begin with.
Yeah, but I told him how to fix that. I told him how to fix that. Copy and record everything. Copy the time that was on the track before you got it. Copy your time that you fixed the track.
Yep.
And then when it comes down to it, you go in the main office, throw the shit down, and say, "This is bullshit. I want my bonus."
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That is unfair, that is wrong.
That's about the only thing that started turning positive for me. We had a couple of changes in management. And the guys who are in my chain of command now understand, I'm the guy doing cleanup.
Yeah. Well, he's the only one that the boss that owns the dealership or whatever. He's the only mechanic that he'll let work on his private SRV or his RV, not SRV, but his RV.
SUV.
No, his big bus. He has a big tour bus. And he's the only mechanic. And I said, you got the perfect time right there. You got the boss's ear. You're talking to him about his RV. Tell him they need to make it a little fair, not just punish you for trying to fix everybody else's screw ups.
I sang that song for I don't know how many years to people who didn't care one way or the other. They just,
throw it together.
Yep. To, people who've seen me just walk in and solve issues that have been, somebody's looking at banging their brains on for a week. I walk in and say, it's right there.
My boss always told me, he said, what people don't realize, everybody wants to speed through it so they're done with the project, but he said what they don't realize is if you take your time and meticulously do your job right, it actually is faster, because if you zoom through it, we always have to go back and fix the screw up, and therefore you lost all of your makeup time.
Yep. 72 hours for a fuse. Oh my God.
Well, that's going to look good on your evaluation.
He called him in when he was out on meds from having a tooth pulled. Oh, man.
Yeah, they did. They called him 3 times. One, he was in the chair. Just sit down in the chair. The second time they called, they had shot him with Novocaine. And the third time, the dentist was in his mouth.
God.
And I was like, that's the reason why they have that button that says turn the phone off.
Yeah, but then you're not responsive.
Yeah. Well, he already told him he was at the dentist's office. I would have just said, well, they said you have to turn your cell phone off. If you want to bitch them, not me. Following the rules, boss. Following the rules.
But youngsters nowadays, they never take their face out of their phone, do they?
Yeah.
That's what's brought that about.
Well, the thing that irritates me more than any other thing along those lines is I'll be teaching these younger kids, how to do things right, By the time they've got it, they've figured it, they've had me repeat enough times that they've figuring it out, they're doing halfway decent. They're now worth more. And they go to another company for more money.
Yeah.
And then I gotta train a
That
new
would
one.
piss me off.
That's what happens to football teams in this country. When a little team gets a really good player and he's scoring loads of goals, the big club comes along and buys him, and it's just typical.
Oh, we've got a foreign office, and the foreign office brings in fresh kids out of college. And so I got a hold of one of these fresh kids out of college, and I was remaking something. And I didn't want to go to our design department because they were kind of still doing some old hat stuff. I wanted something fresh. So I took him, and I took basically fresh ideas from him and had him begin the implementation. I'd clean him up, and we repeated around things. He was really uncomfortable till I explained what I was doing. It's like, I don't want to go to these people who've been, driven into this one directional, things will be done this way. It's like, no, that will come out with the wrong thing. So I had him do this fresh thing, and then I made sure it was clean and performant after he kind of roughed it in. And after seeing what I did with it and how I made it, he jumped ship in 6 months for 10 times the salary.
Yeah. But you can't blame him.
No,
not really.
Because he was no longer an engineer at that point. He didn't, he went into basically the head of a design department in a big company for a lot of money.
Yeah. That's what I always told my boss. Just remember this. When I start feeling like I'm not being paid for what I'm worth, and I always make sure that you get your money's worth, I will move.
Well, he went from a 40 grand salary to a 400 grand salary in 6 months.
Well, can't blame him then.
No, whatever.
Good luck to
Yeah,
him.
I beat the work ethics into him.
He probably could have learned a lot more if he would have stuck around and listened to you a bit more.
He's basically on a fast track for being an extremely rich individual.
Yeah.
Must make you proud though if you've taught him, or her, I suppose, enough to be able to earn that much money.
Yeah, but Trace would like to have a percentage of all the shit.
Obviously, yeah, well, yeah.
You know, it'd been nice if he'd shared the wealth there. I could make $400,000 if I wanted to work more hours. Jeez, I had enough hours. Matter of fact, he'd almost worked me to death. When you work years and years and years and years, and all you ever had was 4 hours sleep.
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
Yeah, that makes an old person out of you fast.
And I hope it makes a rich person out of you fast, but usually not.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining.
Then again, since you were hourly, all that overtime.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not complaining.
If someone asks what you do for a living, you could say, I bring people together. Bridges.
I bridge the gaps between humanity. Yeah. Well, I just couldn't see myself in an office. Yeah.
No. I was a photocopier engineer for about 13 years when I first left. I started off as a trainee, and I worked in London, and the nightmare. The parking was what really done me in the end. I had to get away from it.
Can't you park on the outskirts and take the tube in?
No, because I had all my tools and spare parts and all that. And the traffic wardens, they are evil. I tell you, evil. Clampers and tow your car away, and God knows what, it's terrible.
Even though you're doing them a favor.
Now it's even worse. It's congestion charge and all this green levy. If you ain't got a new car, you have to pay tons. You know what I mean? You've got to look forward to all that because apparently America's going to halve its carbon footprint within 10 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. In a million years, that won't happen. Well, oh dear, that's a dream, isn't it?
That's the only thing good about my job. You know, you're sitting there griping about not having a parking spot or whatever. Ours is usually you pull out there in somebody's pasture and park and go to work.
I work work in an office building, so there's always a parking lot.
Although you probably have your name on the parking spot.
Oh, hell no.
No?
No,
A lot of my customers had parking spots, but when they didn't, that was when it was a nightmare.
I am not high enough up the food chain.
Uh,
Actually, the complex we're at, nobody has their name on a parking spot, not even
okay.
the CEO.
Oh.
What gets me with them is they're so rigid, you know what I mean, with their rules and everything. Once you break a rule, it doesn't matter if there's any mitigating circumstance or anything. It's just
You're gone.
that's it. You're fired, and it's like, wow, it weren't worth coming to work today? That's what you end up thinking, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked. I had to go over and help another bridge crew, and it was an 18-hour drive from the job I was at to their job, and I got off at what was it, 9 o'clock. p.m. I left my job site after I finished drilling the hole because the boss said when she gets done drilling this hole, we'll send her that way. And I drove all night, had no sleep, got there, and I was like 35 minutes late. And their boss was throwing a bitch hissy fit, and I just said, mm-hmm. So I walked up to the office and called my boss, and I said, I'm coming back home. And he said, what's the problem? I said, this dipshit, I was 35 minutes late, and he's wanting to rag on my ass. He said, put him on the phone. And he told him, he said, she stayed till 9:30 here working, drove all night, she's there. Either use her or send her back. And he said, but if you're going to send her back, he said, you're in a hotel room so she can get some sleep, because he said, I don't want to lose her because she fell asleep. And the guy comes out and he says, you've worked 27 hours so far? And I said, yeah. So let's get this shit on the road so I can go lay my head down somewhere.
Yeah, stop.
I'm surprised they let you work that many hours in a row.
There weren't rules for that sort of thing back then.
But she's a construction worker.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only in the past 10 years or so they started putting any sort of reasonable time limits on those sort of things.
And that there's so many ways around that shit. First of all, you gotta have a logbook or some kind of record track. There's no freaking time clock out there. The company, if they wanted to really do it and you're good enough at your job, they'll wiggle a way around to keep you continually working. I mean, Jesus, come on, Phil. It's not... You got me confused with somebody that walks in a building and has to hit a time clock. It's like I told you, in the 20 years I built a bridge, I've never seen a time clock, never filled out a timesheet.
No, the bridge just got built.
The difference is if someone in an office or something is doing overtime, they're just being treated poorly. Where is it someone doing construction works overtime, it can lead to someone's death.
Yep.
The people I have seen die on the bridge have been stupid fuck-up mistakes that they caused themselves. And some just plain accidents. Had a guy fall 10 foot, he had a piece of plywood, wind caught it, took him right off the side. Fell 10 foot, killed himself. I seen another guy fall 40 foot, land on his ass, knocked the wind out of him, he got up and walked away.
Yep.
Yeah,
Don't they get
when it's your time, it's your time.
Aren't they tethered?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
God.
walking across the bridge.
Philip, do you know, when I was building bridges, the cable that you see nowadays, they hadn't even fucking thought of that shit yet.
Yeah, you didn't build that bouncing Nelly or whatever they called it, that bridge that fell down.
No.
What was
One
that?
of my great uncles was a top man for building skyscrapers.
Yeah, it's a long time before they ever had cables and crap. And most generally, that's what caused you to fall, is their damn cables and shit you had to tie off to.
There's that
These
famous poster, isn't there, with them toppers all sat
Yeah.
along that beam on top of it. I think it's the Empire State's Building when that was being built. Yeah.
I believe he's in that photo.
Ah, I've
That's cool.
seen that then, because that is famous. That is, I have definitely seen that.
Because I know he was a top man on that project.
You just think, how can they be so casual when they're like so high?
He was literally the guy that put the first rivet in every beam.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, to line them up.
Because he was the only one who could weld at that height.
And more likely, the only one with enough balls to do it.
He was
Yeah,
basically he was certified as a top welder.
Mm.
So on most of the buildings in Boston, all the primary beams he put in, every single one of them.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, once you get the primary beam in, okay, people would come up and put the other beams in, and he'd be already going up to put the next one up.
Yeah, there's one time when the crane flipped off the barge, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, Sparky. Run into people who just don't give a damn.
Yeah, well, what it was is they had a $3.99 American crane on a barge, and the boss was just, the crane wasn't going to stay on the barge. It was just going to go out there to help, and then it was coming back to shore. And he got impatient. It wasn't my boss. He got impatient, and they didn't cable the damn thing down to the barge. And,
the barge tipped a little bit and went right off, right?
Well, a cable snapped, and the boom went back. And when the boom went back, so did the crane and
Oops.
the operator.
Hope he got
He
out.
he got tangled up. The crane cable came down and wound around the cab of the thing, and he got tangled up, got hung up in the cable.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous place, construction.
Well, that's like I said, when I was doing it, I didn't ever expect to live past 45. That was about the life expectancy back then.
Mm.
Either you were dead or you were injured where you couldn't work no more.
I remember my dad's stories about my uncle. They went up across on a vacation. They went up across Moosehead Lake, up across northeast Cary, which is a portage between that lake and the next river up. And my dad and his cousin unloaded a canoe, carrying a canoe, and great uncle picks up the fully loaded 18-inch aluminum canoe with all the gear in it, throws it up over his head, and is bouncing it up and down as he's walking across the 2-mile portage.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. I believe it. Hell, I mean, I'm 5'2" and weighed 126 when I was building bridges, and it was nothing to pick up a full-size oxygen bottle, throw it over my shoulder, and walk the beam out to where we needed it. Did that have something to do with destroying my back? Absolutely, probably.
Your back can only take so much over time. The heavier weights you pick up, the quicker it wears out.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. My doctor told
Unless
me,
you've
he
got
said,
really big build,
yeah,
world's strongest man type people.
Yeah. My
Those
doctor
guys
was
have
telling me.
so many problems.
Yeah, my back, I have terrible problems with my back. Where I used to help the drivers with lifting the photocopiers in and upstairs and things like that. It really done my back in. I'm quite.
You know those. What I feel sorry
for
for is those bodybuilders. I knew a couple of, they were pro bodybuilders, and so they put a lot of time and effort in building up their muscles and stuff.
Yep.
And one decided he was going to retire, and he couldn't. His body was so used to being worked out that hard that when he stopped working out, he got muscle cramps and I can't remember what else. It about drove him nuts and crazy, and was in pain because of his muscles. He had to continue to lift. I guess I don't know what he did to his body, but to stay out of pain, he had to continue to lift weights.
Well, I think when you exercise, it's endorphins and all that are released, isn't it? And it could be something.
I don't know.
Might be.
No, I understand what he went through. Basically, you can't cold turkey on that type of exercise. You have to work your way down, or your body really does some nasty stuff to you.
But
He finally
got to where he didn't have to do as much, but he still had to do something. No, I'm sorry.
Yes, exactly. That's the way you have to. Basically, you go from working for peak. The way you come down off of that, you can't cold turkey. You got to work for 80%.
Okay.
And then as your full comes down to that 80%, you keep bringing your 80% down until you're normal. And that's the only way you can get off of those type of regimes.
Can you imagine what those football players have to go through?
A lot of them cold turkey, and they end up with heart attacks. Track landing gear.
Yeah, it's like anything. If you're used to something, it's hard to stop.
Yep.
Doing whatever it is. You don't know what it is.
You need to go back, and you missed a few there, son. But...
Huh?
What?
Shift attach complete.
Missed what?
Oh, he's listing everything that I had beat to death on. 2 left knee surgery, lower back surgery, splintered a collarbone on the left side and had to have 1.5 inches of it removed, 2 tears in the rotor cuff on the right side that had to be repaired. A cable, 7/8 cable hit me right between the eyes. I had a hard hat on, but it smashed my nose. Had to have 2 nose surgeries to get it to where I could even breathe. And none of it was my fault. It was all accidents.
Frameshift drive charging.
But I still worked till the end. Until I said,
Back in high school, I used to run cross country and track.
Oh.
And we had, on my senior year, we had Jack Kelly, Mr. Boston Marathon, come and talk to us, because we were at the start of the Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
So a couple of years later, our coach forbid us to run the marathon because we were all too young. But a couple of years later, I ran Boston in 4 hours, and Jack Kelly, at 75 years old, beat me to Boston by 100 feet.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That was that was the last year he ran Boston.
What did you do to him?
Yeah, did you knock out its kneecaps? Something?
Yeah, did you
No, the reporters
take part
did.
next year?
Galaxy map. If I had any energy left, I would have decked about 5 different reporters, because he crossed the finish line, and they basically stopped him dead without allowing him to walk it off.
hang on, you done it in 4 hours. That ain't bad. Whatever. So he was extraordinary, but like.
Yeah, but when they
Bloody
stopped him cold turkey like
I
that,
wouldn't do it in that.
when they stopped him
I tell
cold
you that.
turkey like that, his muscles seized up on him and he went into cramp mode.
Actually, he was such a good runner that no, he was actually quite fine.
Oh,
He was
wow.
breathing easy.
Wow. Impressive.
Most of the people go across that. You stop them before they can walk it off, and they're in
Yeah.
cramp mode on the ground.
Yep. Well, I tried to, I slowed down to a walk, and I'm standing on basically 2 sticks of al dente spaghetti that used to be legs.
Okay. I'll never look at spaghetti the same again.
That's it. They just wouldn't stay where I put them. It just felt like, that I wasn't standing on actually solid things. They were like bending and twisting all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like, basically trying to balance on a stick of al dente spaghetti.
That's what you get for running for 4 hours. It's not normal.
Well, I will tell you that is about the only thing that I can't do fairly well is run. It kind of looks like a frog trying to run on his back legs.
Are you sure?
I'm 5'2".
Oh, okay.
Yeah, small people are normally quick at changing directions and nimble.
But if you could get a frog to stand on its hind legs and run, that's about what I look like. Or at least that's what I feel like I look like, so I don't run.
Yeah.
So
I'd never be able to compete for real.
So
I can't do that in 2 hours.
I was quite good at high jump at school. But I wasn't the best. I was second best in our school at the high jump.
Even if I made perfect form in the high jump, we had this one guy with absolutely horrible form in high school. He'd go over with his head and feet higher than his butt. He'd still clear the 6.5 feet.
What? That's insane.
It depends on how you're trained, and it depends on how you're comfortable with that stuff. Yeah.
I used to be able to jump higher than myself. That's for sure. I can't remember how high it was, but
I couldn't break 6 feet. Could not do it.
I don't think I did. But I'm talking about our senior school. It's not like your high school. It's I was 16 at the time, so it was about 2 meters 80 or something. No, or was it 1 meter 80? 1 meter 80, I think. Thinking about it. Yeah, 1 meter 80, I think, or 85, something like that.
I used to get annoyed. This kid I used to know, because I'm a short little shrimp, 5'2", and he just make me feel bad because he could kick higher and I was taller, and I was like, asshole.
Now you I could clear, not by much. Jeff could jump right over my head. It was like, what?
I just say, all right, make fun of the short people, you asshole.
Speaking of being short, so did you need a cushion on the crane so you can sit?
Nope.
No?
No, those things ratchet up so anybody can sit them.
Oh, okay.
Most people that build bridges are not freaking tall people. Very seldom did you see anybody 6 foot or above.
Oh, okay.
Disengage.
And most of the places I went, you'd never be able to go.
What, fitting yourself in small crevices?
Mm-hmm.
Open hailing frequencies.
At
I am
this rate,
enjoying the subsurface.
yeah.
It is
Must
pretty
admit.
cool.
landing gear.
At this rate, tomorrow I should be pretty much full on my materials.
Yeah, you better get your butt up here and help me mine tritium, or you're going to be sitting there going, "Mine, that was a nice free ride I got." When we blow by you.
I just got a message saying my crate has arrived at your your carrier.
Sparky says he thinks Ron has a permanent bump on his head from hitting stuff.
Yeah, he was 6'7".
Yikes!
Wow, that
Wow!
is tall.
Yeah, that's tall.
That's tall.
That's
Yeah.
fills a doorway sort of tall, isn't it? That.
Yeah, it was really weird. I walk up by him and ask him a question, and he'd take his elbow and put it on top of my head and kind of have to lean down to do it. And it's like,
Thanks.
it's like, anybody ever tell you you're a smart ass? He said, "Well, I'm tired. I'm going to lean on you for a while."
I'm 5'11".
Oh yeah. What are you? Yeah.
You're about average height.
Yeah. So about average.
But the boss always liked to have me around though, because we'd pull into a new town and we always tried to hire some locals, and he'd hire a few locals, and they'd come out there and they'd see me, and I don't know if they just thought I was a new hire or what, and they'd go to working and stuff, and then all of a sudden the boss would call a meeting. He said, "Welcome aboard the team." He said, "I see you guys keep eyeing Lynn." He said, "Let me tell you something. If any one of you can work half as well and do it half as much as she does, we'll have a good team here." So he said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm telling you, you gotta keep up with the little girl."
Talk of no pressure then.
No pressure, lads.
This one guy, he was funnier than a hoot. He'd come and ask me, "How do you do this?" And I'd show him and all that stuff. But every time he came to work, he kept tilting his head and looking at me weird. Finally, I said, "What's your problem?" He says, "I leave, you're working. I go to dinner with my wife and kids, and you're still working. I come out here early to sit and watch sunrise." And he said, "You're working." He says, "You ever sleep?" I said, "Oh, yeah, 2 or 4 hours, something like that." Yeah. He's like, shakes his head. I said, "If I didn't work those long hours, you'd be standing here going home because there's not enough work to do." I said, "I do it so you can put food on the table for your youngins."
This is tedious. Filling all this data.
I got 3/4 of mine filled, and then I got the carrier, and I come up here because I figured they were going to want to use it real soon, and I didn't feel like having to bust my butt trying to mine to fill tritium up. But we do have 1,000.
Back here.
We do have 1,000.
Oh, it's 4 jumps.
She wants 6,000.
No, 1,000 gives you 2,000 light year jump. Yeah, that's 4 jumps down.
4 jumps per 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless we're just bebopping around the bubble, then you may be able to get some more out of it.
I'm gonna have to buy my fleet carrier in Colonia.
Go. Why?
It's halfway to the spot I want to bring it to, so why would I buy it here?
Well, in that case, you can count me out of going and helping you fill it up. I'm not going to Colonia to fill up a carrier.
Okay.
I don't think there's any place better than here to bring your carrier to fill up because
Yeah,
this
no.
is just tritium everywhere I look. Every single rock has got tritium.
Yeah, this is
You can
back
just-
like the days when you first bought your fleet carrier, Trace.
Yep.
This mining site here is just like that.
Oh, nice.
And I'm
Means I
literally
got-
just mining everything around me, and they're right next to each other somewhere. And
Yeah.
all your limpets are all busy, just mine are working
Yeah.
Oh,
all the time.
I
It's
gotta
really
get
good.
Trice back here.
Yeah. I miss the Trace. I miss Trace.
The track landing gear.
I miss Trace and all of his high-powered toys.
Yeah.
With the duck, I kind of have to feel like the lead dog because I got the high-powered toys.
Yep.
I can't be my laid-back commander with the duck as I can with Trace.
I just, actually, maybe tomorrow night I'll go build myself a mining cutter. Oh wait, I don't have the rank.
You have a Corvette though.
I have a Corvette, but they're not great for mining.
Well, you had that one
Yeah,
with it
they
was
are.
mining pretty good.
The other, yeah, Corvette's awesome for mining.
We came out and mined. I mean, you did pretty good.
Did pretty
With that
good,
cut-
but it's
with that
it's
cut.
not a cutter.
I know it. I know it. I
Yeah,
know it.
the cutter has more internal space than the Corvette does. So it's a much better mining ship. Means I have to take more trips back because I can't carry as much.
I'm only 5 light seconds away from this thing.
Oh, okay, screw it. I'm gonna go change of plans.
I mean, you
Galaxy
absolutely
map.
come up. You absolutely come up out of this triple hotspot tritium and make a right and fly. You have to come out of the orbit though, because the
Engage.
I positioned it where you position your one that nobody could get on it, except this one you can get on.
Right.
I mean, I'm that close. If you turn the external view on, you can see the ring and the planet.
Okay. Off to Shinrada I go.
Oh, I knew it wouldn't take long to talk it. Well, yeah, by the time you get there, though, it's time to go to bed. But you'll be ready
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I'll be ready tomorrow. I'll either have the ship put together tonight or tomorrow. Either way.
Yeah.
I was like kicking myself because, it's like, you mined a bunch for me. I should be mining a bunch for you. Engage.
Well, I'm just sitting here trying to decompress from the round and around and around we go.
Well, I'm kind of tired of it, but I mean, I haven't recovered anywhere near what I want to recover for data.
Yeah.
But I think that if we do like 2 trips, 2 trips a week, we won't kill ourselves.
Maybe I'll ship this ship to your carrier.
Well, you can. I got engineering on her.
Oh yeah, we could do that. That's right.
You got to be on it to ship it there.
Yeah,
but
I know. If I go to
yeah.
your carrier, I can ship my Corvette there, so I don't have to take 20, 30 jumps to get there.
Oh, I'm gonna ship the Corvette there and move the ship the cheap ship there.
How much moolah you got now, Trace? 3 billion?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if I go look over here.
Is
Yeah, 3.3.
Is your tritium farming spot in the bubble, or?
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit. It's 5 jumps north of Jameson.
Oh, okay. It's just outside. Oh,
Yeah,
it's that
hip
close.
76521.
Oh, okay. It's that close, huh?
What's it, 500
Well,
light years or something like that?
Huh? It's 200.
200? Oh, that ain't bad.
I'm 52
Gauge.
light years north of Jameson, Nybergers.
Well, I said 200.
So not too far.
Oh no, I lost Jameson. I took all my damn ships. It's 151 light years from Jameson.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow, that's not bad at
Yeah,
all.
that's not bad.
No.
That's still technically in the bubble.
Yeah.
But it still costs you 500 million to ship a ship here, so
Yeah.
make sure you bring the right one.
Well, that's why I'm going to ship the cheap ship there.
Cheap ship.
Yeah. Mine's got 2 SRVs and all that. I think that's why it was $500,000. Yeah, $500,000. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to fly my Corvette there and ship the Type 6.
Try shipping out there to Traces. A damn cheap ship costs you $1 billion.
Engage.
I was I always forget the name of it. It would have been a lot cheaper, but it only had 1 SRV. And I thought, now
I'm assuming Chance is a dog.
Yeah, Chance is a dog.
Sparks says that every time you talk, Chance gets up and starts looking around for you.
Yeah, that dog and I have. Huh?
His dog's name?
Chance.
His dog's name is Chance.
Oh,
It's
Chance.
a boxer. I think it's a boxer.
I thought you said Chaz, and I was going to say that's
Chaz.
my dog's name.
No, Chance.
Freaked out. My dog's is Chaz. My dog.
We have a love-hate relationship because, after I'm not one for dogs in the house, but anyways, and I don't know, he was rambunctious, right?
He must
The
be
damn
from
dog.
Homeward Bound.
But the damn dog would jump up and knock me down, put his paws on my shoulders and just tip me right over backwards, He's just so heavy. He's like 100 and some odd pounds.
Wow.
And he didn't know how to bark. He just yapped like a little chihuahua.
What?
And where he was, my son lived in a trailer just away from us, and he'd let the dog out. The dog would sit there and yap like a chihuahua, and I'd sit there and teach him. Whoa! Whoa! And he finally taught him how to lower his voice where he sounded like a damn dog instead of a chihuahua. And my son would come out there and said, I'm trying to talk in here. Would you stop communicating with Chance? You're making too much noise.
That could have been a good thing, barking like a chihuahua. Can you imagine the shock on the burglar's face when they think it's only a chihuahua, I'll just give it a kick. Like breaking and then
Come in here,
Charles
BS
looks at him,
fucks.
look.
Oh, that reminds me of an old story.
Oh, about the Doberman? Yeah. Go ahead and take it. It's over there.
It was a burglar found out some people were going away for a weekend, so he broke into their house. And he's fiddling around, taking apart the TV and stuff, and he hears behind him, Jesus is watching you. He looks around. Who could possibly say that? Disengage. And so he went back to what he was doing, and pretty soon he hears behind him, Jesus is watching you.
It's probably a parrot or something.
So, this went on for a little bit. He finally saw the cage in the corner with the macaw in it.
Oh, okay.
It's like, is that you saying that? And the macaw says, Jesus is watching you.
Oh my God.
Open hailing frequencies. And so he says, "What's your name?" "Moses." It's like, "Your name's Moses?" "Moses." Like, what kind of people would name their parrot Moses? And so the macaw says, "Same type of people that names their Rottweiler." Jesus.
God.
Deploy
Wow,
landing gear.
I love that bird.
Deploy landing gear.
I thought you were going to tell the one that Richard Pryor did about the Doberman, and he allowed the burglar in, and he was going, yeah, 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 and he was pointing at the different things, the high-priced stuff, yeah, yeah, yeah. And so the burglar was filling up everything, and then all of a sudden the burglar started for the door, and the dog bristled and was growling and showing his teeth. And he said, "I thought we were friends." And he said, "I just showed you where the stuff was. I didn't tell you I was going to let you leave."
Oh, it was one that happened to a friend of mine. She had one of those miniature pigs. Those little pet pygmy pigs.
Thing.
Yeah.
Potbelly.
Venezuelan potbelly pig in it, yeah.
Well, yeah, she went away for the
Miniature.
weekend. Yeah, she went away for the weekend, left the pig with plenty of food and stuff, and comes back, and she goes in and notices the sliding door to her deck was not in one piece. She's like, "Oh no, he probably got out," and then she heard from over towards the laundry room, "Help me! Help me!"
What the hell?
She goes over there. Her pig had basically trapped the burglar on top of the laundry machine.
It's just a pig.
You ever
The
been
guy
bit by a pig?
I tell you what, pigs will eat you. If you fall asleep in a pig's pen, they can eat you. They will.
Die Maltese?
What?
Sparky says, "Tell us about the Die Maltese."
Oh! We had a Maltese pup, a little Maltese dog. It's the one that they always picture on the bed. It has the long hair, and they brush it, and it's kind of, and it was getting close to Easter time. And they did an ad on TV about the chicks. You could buy the chicks with the different pastel colors.
Yep.
And I used to do artwork, arts and crafts shit when I did have some downtime. And my son got into the pastel paints and painted a damn dog. I came home from work and the dog is pastel pink, pastel blue, green. I mean, this had splotches all over it. This shit wouldn't come out. It had to wait till it grew out so you could cut it off.
Oh, man.
I almost forgot about that. Poor dog.
Trace, it's 10.
Yep. Shipyard. Stored ships.
Where you at?
Jameson.
Okay.
Federal Corvette. Use this ship. There's my big boy. Let's see how this thing is configured.
Either for
Okay.
cargo or mining, because that's the last thing we did.
Yep.
Hard points, multi-cannon, subsurface, mining lasers, abrasion blaster.
Yeah.
Let's see, optional internals. Cargo racks, FSD booster, shields, fuel scoop, collector Olympics, refinery, prospector Olympic. Yep, I'm all set.
Make sure you get a pulse analyzer.
Yeah.
Utility mounts, point defense, shield, heat sink. Oh, there's no pulse analyzer on here.
Because a lot of these orange rocks have subsurface tritium in it.
I like a bit of subsurface tritium.
Like I thought you were going to say you like a little bit of variety in life.
Well, that too.
Okay, browse shop. Pulse wave analyzer.
Why are you browsing shop? Don't you own one?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
That you just
Do
buy
now.
when you need it and sell it.
Yeah, you can't do anything with it, so.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to firing groups. Figure out where I want to put this thing.
Fire at will!
Poor Will. All right, well, I'll figure that out tomorrow. I need to get to bed.
Okay.
All right.
What is
so
it? Are you doing a mining Corvette? Are you?
Yeah.
Is that yeah. Oh.
It's a big ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
With, let's see, what do I got here? 4A multi-cannon, 4A multi-cannon, for defense.
No.
Actually, Chris, his Corvette is the one that you want to, like if you crash and you have to come back in the game, you want to be close to him because he could take out anything that's going to try to take you out.
2 4A multi-cannons, I could take just about any pirate.
And if that don't work, he rams them.
All right, so
they can. Oh, sorry. They can take a lot of confidence, though, don't they?
Yes. Yeah, with my Corvette laid out the way it is, most pirates are just speed bumps.
Yeah.
I felt invincible.
Well, against pirates, against fully, kitted combat ships, well, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can kit it out to, a completely different layout, which is, for combat zones and stuff like that. But, well, not with the engineering I'm capable of doing at the moment. But it is past my bedtime at this point. So I'd like to thank everyone who came along for the ride this evening. It was great having you all. And for those of you who joined us, Sparky, you're the only one who joined us besides Chris, who's in here with us. So thank you for coming along, Sparky. It was great having you. And Chris, Lynn, and Philip, thank you very much for joining me in the voice chat. Always better to have people to talk to. And we'll pick this up tomorrow night. Mining tritium for Lynn's carrier.
Yay!
So that's all for now. This is Trace Majestus flying as Commander Macduff Darkwing. Signing out.
Bye.
And voices cut. Yeah, I got the mining Corvette.
Nice.
He can actually keep up. If we have a good mine, this is a good mining site. And I have the cutter set up for extreme mining. And his Corvette can keep up with it.
Yeah, it's just I have half the storage.
Yeah.
So I'll be full before we're half done.
Yeah.
Or before you're half done.
Yeah. Unless you drop your fuel scoop off.
Well,
and
that's
put
true.
cargo. Do you have a
could,
fuel scoop?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So what I could do is I could buy a cargo rack and ship it over there.
Buy two, one for your fuel scoop and one for your FSD Guardian.
Guardian booster. Okay, yeah, I can do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just remind me when I get in game, otherwise I'm likely to forget.
Note to self. Tell Trace.
Yeah. I mean, I had a note to myself to sign up for a new COVID vaccine, and it sat here for like a week and a half before I actually managed to do it. And then I signed up and had my shot 2 hours later.
Well, I'm glad they finally get it, or because it always annoyed me because you were wanting a vaccine so bad because
Yeah,
of
you were
your
dead
health
set
conditions.
on it. Yeah.
And my husband doesn't really have that health conditions, and he can walk in off the street
Yeah,
and go.
exactly.
Yeah, and some of the places still have a 1 and 2 month waiting list, and so I checked through several of the places, and I got to this one that's like, yeah, there's 3 appointments. One's like in 10 minutes, one's in 20 minutes, and one's in an hour.
Was that just for you or your whole family?
Oh, that was just for me. My wife and daughter have one tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's cool.
You took the same one I would have, an hour. Gives you time, doesn't it,
to get there?
Oh, it took me exactly. It takes a half an hour to get over to it.
It gives you a little bit of leeway as well, just in case something cocks up.
Goes wrong.
Well,
you can't
I also
tire.
Yeah, anything like that, yeah.
Dead battery?
Yeah.
Yeah, anything.
I had to charge my battery before I could start my car.
It's lucky you did. It was lucky then, wasn't it? Yeah, see.
You got
wise men, they know.
That's the one thing about these modern cars that drives me absolutely bonkers. They've got so much passive electronics.
Yeah.
Me and Lynn were saying that. Yes, we was talking about that yesterday night. You can't beat the old classics, can you?
Nope.
Really, when it comes
No.
to. At least you know what's
you
wrong
can hit a
with it.
tree at 45 and walk away.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
It's
I
like
don't know.
everybody says
on
we need
safety,
these electric.
They're good modern cars, but on actual being able to tinker with it on a weekend to get it going again, you can't do that with these new cars. You can't touch them.
Yep.
You know, it has to be connected to a computer.
Yeah, to tell you what's wrong with it, or
Yeah.
close to it. But it's like everybody says, "Oh, we need these electric cars." So I asked somebody. I said, "Okay, so how many miles can I go in an electric car?" And they said,
2.
"You can go 100 mile. Let's see, what is it? 100 miles without
You can
having to
get
recharge
two
it."
now in some
Is it
of
two?
Oh, they're better than that now, yeah. Actually,
But anyways, they were saying
3 to
100
4.
miles, and I said, "So if I wanted to go to Tulsa to see my friend, I would
You
have
get
to
there.
go there, and then how long does it take to charge them?" They said, "Oh, you have to charge them up overnight." And I said, "So I have to plan a 3-day
Yeah.
event just to go see my friend for a few hours because I have to drive there, wait 24 hours, and then drive back." I was like, "Yeah, you can take you guys' electric car and shove them because it may work all right in the cities, but it ain't worth a shit out here in the rural. Hell, go to town, it's 40 miles.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd be charging my damn car all the time, and that's going to run my electric bill up."
Do you know what would
Yeah.
happen? They'd bring out taxes that you'll have to pay if you run in a diesel or a petrol car. And there'd be big tax breaks for electric cars, and they'll force you out of your petrol and diesels.
No, they've tried that a long time ago.
They're already doing it here. In London, if you haven't got the cleanest of clean cars, you have to pay a whopping great big charge every day, like congestion.
They tried that a long
charge.
time ago when they were trying to get us to get away from the pickups and stuff,
Yeah, That's not gonna work.
Nah.
You need diesel engines on trucks and stuff.
At any rate, guys, you have a good
Okay.
night. I will see you tomorrow.
Yep.
See
Good
you
night.
later.
Good night. Lynn.
Mm?
I'm looking decent on materials. You want me to set up my Corvette for tomorrow?
If you want to come down here and mine, you're more than welcome to.
At time you pulled your finger out and out.
And
This is my fourth
No,
run.
I was sitting on my finger and rotating.
yeah, you was.
No,
You were going round and round and round. Gathering data. Oh, God.
No, you got to get your data up to scratch, though. I understand that.
Oh,
keep
yeah.
mine.
But we're going to razz you. We're going to aggravate you.
That's why I'm here, because I don't need any, apart from raw materials, which we're going to get in a
Well,
couple
raw
of
materials are
whenever.
easy. You go to Crystal
Yeah,
Site and just stock
exactly.
No,
up
you go
instant.
to Crystal Shard site,
That-
but you know what?
that is
It's
the
like
plan.
10 jumps, 12 jumps out there to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's carrier.
But if
take
you
the
get this-
carrier there, and we'll off.
Yeah. Yeah. In half an hour you'd be there. But you're not jumping. You're just sitting there.
Yep.
It does get boring after a while being in there, but you know.
At least you don't have to relog.
No.
I do love it when I get subsurface deposits of tree. It
You
brings
and your
a smile
subsurface.
to my eyes, because I know I've got a little game on.
Game on. Let's go.
Game's on. Right, here we go. I'm going to go for a one. Oh, no. I get an asteroid. That's not good.
Did you flub that up?
Just scratched it slightly, that's all.
Scratch it. It's just got a dent in the side. Don't worry
I've
about
got
it.
to
We can pop it out.
It's one that's moving quite
Yeah.
fast, so it's tricky. Right. No. Gotcha.
Well, I got 49 limpets left, and I got 203 tons on.
You do sell limpets there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ah.
No, I didn't forget the limpets. I got refuel, restock, rearmory.
I found it quite a relaxing night, actually, mining, rather than
Going around the
bloody
circle.
Jameson repeatedly and handing it in. That was the bit that done my head.
That was.
Oh, that was painful.
And we still didn't even get in the top 10 commanders.
I was working on it.
I never
Yeah.
thought
When they
I
shut
would
it down.
tell the truth.
Oh, well, no,
I've never-
I mean the first one. Where we busted our butts at.
Well,
I was
didn't
working
use
on-
to, did you, what did you get in the end total? I think
the-
I got 160
in the big one,
or something like
I
that.
got 100,
I got 4.
154.
Oh, I did a little bit more than you then.
Are you talking in Ray or
I'm
over there?
talking about the Nanoman.
Nanoman.
With
Nanoman.
Rhea, I
Oh.
had 25.
Oh, you're talking about the gross amount. Okay.
Yeah,
I had
25%.
166,000 in Nanoman and 47,000 in Ray. Would have had
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah, I
They
no, I
shut
think
it
mine
off.
was 140 odd thousand, something like that. Mine. Then if yours was that, then I don't think. I know you had more than me, definitely.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be asked. Once I got in the top 10%, I thought as long as I'm in there,
I was
I was happy.
I was 4 trips in Ray from being in the top 10 commanders again.
That's close, isn't it?
Yeah, and then they shut me down. Well, actually 3 trips if they had let me unloaded what I had and counted it.
Yeah, I think I could have got in the top 10 on that as well if I would have, if they wouldn't have shut it down. But hey, yo. quite.
But it's
I'm
kind of
not
funny.
Too disappointed because at least I didn't put any fucking like you did. That's good.
Yeah, little jackrabbits.
Drive charging.
But what was it? I don't know. And Dog's Hope gave me a little extra because the first turn-in I did there at Ray was like 29,000, and that just dropped me up from, I think, because I dropped down to the top 50, it brought me up from the top 50 all the way to the top 10, and then I thought, oh, okay, yeah, we can do this. So 2 more runs, and then it was like they pulled the switch. I was like, you little assholes. But if you go look on their forum, on their patches, they did a big patch yesterday, and I think that's the reason why they canceled it. Because even if you're right and say it's whoever won first, Nanoman's CG was over last night at 6:30.
Not the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because that is how I understood it when I first read it. That's what I thought it was because it said something like two factions, two of the same federal factions are fighting off against each other, and it said whichever one reaches the total first will be declared the winner.
Yeah.
And I thought,
Well,
but then they should have ended the second CG right when the Nanoman ended.
Yeah, should have.
They
But
shouldn't
then
have to manually shut it down. What the hell is that?
I've changed my mind.
That.
Yeah, because first of all I thought that, but then I thought when I read it again, once I'd started like participating, and I read it and I thought, oh no, it's just going to carry on.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time I read it, I did think that for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, I think it's because that's how it read, but then they didn't go through with it.
Yeah.
When Nanoman stopped, they just kept it going.
Yep.
And everybody assumed, we're going to just go, okay.
Gonna kick on.
And so everybody stopped on it, you know.
Yeah, probably is that.
And then they dropped it in the middle like that. And it's like, that causes your customers to be very dissatisfied with you because you're not communicating with them. And, you know, if this game was for free, I can understand. You do whatever the hell you want to. It's free. But I paid $60 for this fricker. And, you know, you will show me some respect whether you like me or not.
More than that, actually. You bought Odyssey, too.
Well, that too, yeah.
So, Philip, you've not seen this triple hotspot, have you? Yet?
Not
You've not
yet.
been here?
No.
Oh, you wait till
Philip is not the miner. He's still learning.
I'll wager it's the best one you've ever seen when you get here.
Yeah.
Well, then how come she's not full on tritium yet? If it's so
We just
good.
started.
Oh, she's just relaxing.
Oh, okay.
Moseying around. I am.
I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here.
Getting a lot more, but I'm still.
What did we come out here at 7:00?
7:30-ish, I think.
And I got 214 tons on. So you know what? That's about right.
I started at 9:00 my time. It's been 6 hours, and I've done 4 runs of 135 tons for 135 tons. Yeah, that's nearly 600 tons or something. That's 100 tons an hour, isn't it? That's rough, near enough.
How much?
Nearly 100 tons an hour, isn't it?
Well, that's what I'm doing right now. Is about 100 tons an hour, which is good.
Yeah, that's all right. That's not bad.
It's good mining. It's when you mine 2 hours and you have less than 100 tons.
And I'm not
and you
really.
used up all your limpets.
I'm not really sort of.
I'm not hammered down.
I'm just
no.
relaxing, I am.
Yeah. Didn't I say I was nonchalantly wandering through the asteroids?
Yeah, I've got yeah,
There's no sense in,
I'm about just over 3/4 of the way there already, so not bad. And this will be my last one for the.
Yeah, when I get this one full, I'm gonna call it a night. But
your tritium storage must be looking a lot better now. On the old
it's
ship.
getting now. It's getting now.
Yeah.
I got 6,000 tons to buy in the commodities market, though, so that we have some to play around. We don't have to keep stopping and mining.
I've
Tritium.
I've got it so that it only picks up tritium.
Okay.
Now I've
Yeah, I got mine set that way. But if I see monazite or something, I'll pick it up and put it in there. I'll sell it later.
Yeah, so you can have a little store now, and you can pick and choose when you choose to sell it when you get a good price somewhere.
Or I can jump to the good price station without having to jump 7 times to it and
or
fight the freaking
if you're in
pirates.
If you're in Jameson Memorial or something, and you get one of them mining delivery jobs, and you think, oh, I happen to have that on my carrier. It's only a nip back to my carrier, and I'll bring it back here and bob's your own.
Yeah, park the carrier in the next system over. You can't come into Shinrada because it's a permitted system.
Yeah, there's plenty next door, don't there?
Oh, yeah.
Shinrada, like one jump or one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely works out about right if I have 75 limpets. Any more and I'll probably be chucking them away. And any less and I might be struggling. But this 75 works out absolutely perfect. If I'm doing a mixture of... See, I only need about... If I'm going core mining, I literally only need about 50 then. Because I can spot them without having to use... I spot the cores first. And don't waste limpets sort of thing. But doing this is more... It's a bit of everything. It's...
Yeah. Mining, subsurface abrasion, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm real lucky, this rock right here should put me at 256. If I don't miss. Because it's got 4 subsurfaces on it.
Go for 2 on the first one, then go for a 1. Don't go for the 1 first time. That's wrong. Because you get your eye in it.
Oh, I've been doing it all evening, so yeah.
Yeah, I've been having good...
And on the cutter, you can put them right there in the nose, so all you gotta do is aim that freaking nose at it.
I don't have shields for some reason. That's interesting. Why don't I have
What,
shields?
not at all, or they're just not
Not
up?
at all. They're, my shields are down for some reason. So I'm
because you don't have them on it.
Yeah.
You took them off that ship and put them someplace else.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever used a ship without shields. I'm just trying to think.
Well, I would never fly a Corvette without shields. So.
I don't think I've flown anything without shields.
I have. I was mining without shields in Odyssey because in Odyssey all I could afford was a Cobra, which is only 16 tons, and that is if I got rid of the shields. So I was out there mining in a Cobra with no shields. You just can't be radical. you ease into the mining spot and
I think I've got a subsurface here if it looks like. Oh, I've got lots of trim, but not subsurface.
Why can't I equip my 7B? Not showing up for some reason.
Oh. I can hardly hear Philip. Was you talking then, Philip?
Yeah, but talking to myself.
I couldn't hear you.
he talks to himself.
It sounded like you'd sat on your mic.
Talk.
We
No,
don't
he
need
talks to
shield
himself.
boosters, so store all that.
Oh.
225. Just need 25 more, and I'm full.
Full on what?
Tritium.
Your carrier?
In my no.
Oh, okay. Your ship.
Oh my God, you're a goose born every morning. Wake up in a different world.
Want to put that in there? Don't need a frame shift scanner.
Yeah. Give me 3%. Now I've got my crate Mark II on your carrier.
Oh, you're just gonna litter up the place. Oh, jeez, guys.
I might come down here just for a laugh, wait for a pirate to say, "What are you carrying? How do
Just
you
blow
lot
'em
make
up.
money?" Then kill him. That is a good little battleship. That thing. I can take out most with that. Most pirates.
I have this
Slowly
real
getting
bad.
my AI pilot better. It's competent now, I think.
I have this bad habit. I like to stand toe to toe with him sometimes.
Yeah, I know when I need to get the hell out of there, but most times it's all right. With as long as you know when to think, nah, that's
Yeah.
it. Oh,
There's the
you should.
7B limpet controller.
There's always that fine line to say, no, I'll come back and win another
You
now.
got you got what, a 4A Olympic controller there,
I have.
Chris?
Oh,
No, I said Chris.
Well, on me now,
Yeah,
I, yeah, I do believe.
he's got a
Check.
7B Olympic controller that he's free.
and I also have a 5A on here.
See, in the 7, I would have put freaking cargo.
I have two cargoes full of sevens. Two of my sevens are cargo.
Now I've got 3A, two 3A Olympic controllers.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's basically got every sort of mining thing it could have. Like it can do everything, but it does sacrifice a few things for that. But it still takes me quite a while to fill it anyway, and until I've got a cutter or something like that, it's enough for me. But
Yeah, well, if you're doing it if you're doing it to make money, then yeah, you need a cutter. If you're doing it just to be, laid back and relaxed and stuff, what you got, that works just fine. Because, I can either go full bore with the cutter or I can just quarter throttle it in mine. Now, usually when Trace comes out here, it's like balls to the wall, because we got something else we want to do, and we have to do the mining in order to get what we want to done, done. So
yeah,
we have
you
to
could have
hurry.
something like 9 Olympics on the go.
Yeah, 9 Olympus, mine and two asteroids at once.
Yeah.
Philip needed 500 tons of ore to unlock that one engineer, and we'd have had it done in 30 minutes, but he had a couple of them on the ignore list that we were doing. But once he got it off the ignore list, 45 minutes later, we had him 500 tons between the three of us. What we did, me and Trace closed our cargo hatch, and we were finding 28, 30% rocks, 38% rocks, mining them. And so Philip was getting all of it. He was getting like 90 to 80% of the rocks each time. So, we can, if we want to put down and pick up some tonnage, we can. We just close our cargo hatch and pick one person and throw it in there.
Almost forgot my prospect Olympic controller. Can't forget that.
Don't forget your refinery. You will need that.
Do Olympic controllers not come in Class 6s?
Not sure. Never bought one. I use 5As.
Okay. Yeah, I have a 5A.
Never even looked at a bigger one, actually, to tell you the truth.
Oh, okay. Oh, you
It's
stick
kind of
with
like
the...
overkill.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the cargo than the fast limpets or the long distance limpets.
Well, there's two slots I have. One's for limpets and one I need for shields, so neither one of those would be getting used for cargo anyway. So, but I'll just equip the prismatic 6A shields.
How many tons you got on?
Let's see, 336.
Okay.
It's a decent amount. Not great, but
Now, the other cutter I got outfitted out to where I can get 564 tons on it.
mm. Well, I have two Olympic controllers on here. Two collector limpets, I mean.
Yeah, see, if you have 4 lasers, you need at least 3 to 4 collector limpets, or else you're just defeating your purpose.
I mean
Because you're going to
controllers.
have to hang.
I'm going to have more. Whatchamacallit, my long range Olympic controller shoots out 4. And I'm not sure what the 5A shoot out. I think they're, what, 2 at a time? So that will
2 or
be,
3.
yeah, that will be like 6 of them out there.
I send out 9, no, see, 3, 12 at a time.
Mm.
There is a lot of 27% tritium out here. Jesus.
I found a lot of 27 and few 32s, 30s.
Yeah, 36, 38. I think it was the highest one so far. There's a 12 right next door to it, so I'll mine it. And
Yeah.
then while I'm mining the other one, the limpets can pick up these particles.
Just keep them limpets moving. That's it.
Rolling,
Idea,
rolling,
really,
rolling. Keep those limpets rolling, rolling.
Yeah, you don't want idle limpets. No, no, no.
Asteroid depleted. Now just ease over here to this other one while it's picking up there.
I
And
like to
mine
think
it.
of it as an asteroid defeated. Yeah, right, it's defeated. My laser defeated it. The good thing with this as well, because I've just got the two, what are they, 2D lasers, mining lasers. I think 2D. You know?
Yeah, that's the highest you can
Like,
go.
I've
Or
got
yeah, I
my
guess you can go
weapons.
one.
I've got my weapon pips to weapons sort of thing, and I can just hold that down, and it will not run out. It just I can have it all the time going, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't go down. Stays full.
I got 4 of them on there,
Yeah.
and usually you have to worry about overheating. But my
Yeah,
cutter runs so cold that I can sit there and as soon as I pull up on the Astro, I can sit there and just lay into it till it's depleted and don't get hot.
yeah. This runs well within its limitations. This Python.
Yeah.
I've got it set up so it's really is versatile and sort of pretty good at everything, but not the best at anything. Kind
You're
of thing.
only 5
You know.
jumps from me.
Look at it. And that's in a Corvette, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
That's not
Whoops.
bad. Is this the mining Corvette you've set up then?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
one of them. Yeah, it's not as good
Whoa.
as
I'm getting
I wouldn't want to
40.
miss the rebuy on it if something went wrong with pirates.
Well, it has enough
Nah.
armor. Plus, I have 6A prismatics on it. A
Yeah,
pirate.
that's just me panicking.
Yeah.
You'd be all right.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
it's a lot. It's a rebuy and a half, though, isn't it, for the old
Yeah,
Corvette?
47 mil.
You don't want to be fucking
Yeah, it's
making
insane.
mistakes.
Are you kidding me?
It is.
This,
I don't think I have a few scoop on this, but that's okay because I don't need to refuel to get to you.
5
You
jumps,
sure?
you know?
Yeah, I'm shocked. I don't.
Ship is released. Regulate
Okay.
your speed until free of station perimeter.
Better hope not.
No dotted line. I don't think. Let me double check.
You probably ought to bring you a fuel scoop. Well, no, you can. If you got one in storage, you can transfer it here.
Yeah, you're in range.
Okay.
I very rarely go anywhere without a fuel scoop.
Only way I do is if it's exactly 1 jump, and I do have extra jump in case I need it.
The only time
That's
I've
it.
done that is when I was in a combat zone and I was in the Vulture, and
Yeah.
I thought, well, I don't need that now because I'm in the system. I wanted to be in the combat
Yeah.
zone. So I'd done away with that and put hull reinforcement instead, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just stored it there while I was
Oh, it's
battling away.
my Corvette is fuel efficient for some reason. Well, I'm not complaining.
We must vacate this area immediately.
I could actually
Watch
make
him.
6 full jumps. It looks like if I had to.
Watch him. He'll be complaining here in a minute.
Yeah, fuel rats, get ready.
Yeah. About every time he thinks he's got a plan, something screws up with it. Okay, well, I ran out of limpets.
Oh, well.
That was 256 limpets, and I got 251 tons on.
Wow. You was pumping out them limpets then. Prospecting. It's good to do a lot of prospecting though, first of all, because you get to sort of know what asteroids are
Oh,
what.
I always do. They're
Yeah.
cheap.
I've already learned what shapes are what and what's going to have so much without even firing and prospecting.
Yeah, I don't like.
Sort of,
I mean, I
sort of
like.
know, don't you?
Yeah, well, I can see sometimes, oh, there's my ship right there.
Damn,
Like this one I'm coming up to now, I can guarantee it's got tritium in it. I don't even need to. I'm just gonna laser it, and right enough, it's got tritium, and I wouldn't mind saying quite a bit, because my limpets going mental.
40 light year jump range. That's almost respectable. What the hell? That's a lot for a Corvette.
What have you got?
It makes me wonder what you didn't put on there that you needed.
Yeah, that scared me. I don't have limpets on me, but I'm going to buy them at your carrier.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing, as far as I know, that's the only thing not on me.
What is your jump range?
40.25 or something?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is good.
On a Corvette?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My Corvette's only 29, I think I've got it up to. But I have got it tanked out, sort of thing.
Mine's at 38 and it's tanked.
It might be higher. I might be. I'll have to recheck mine then, because I know I have engineered it and all that.
Yeah.
But it has got. Really, I've got it not much storage and every available thing to.
Oh yeah, I don't have no empty slots on my Corvette. There is none.
Yep,
I think
same
I've
here.
got 6 shield boosters or something.
I have
just
utility
2.
slots open now at the moment because I got rid of most of it. Kept 2 point defenses and analyzer. Everything else I removed from it. But other than that, I'm full.
Your ship has docked, Commander. Okay. Where are you at, Chris?
I'm still in the field. I'm nearly done. I'm about.
That's what I was wanting to do, because when I sell, I'm just going to sell for bottom price, and I was going to lower the market down.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'm probably about 20 minutes away, I'd say.
Yeah, I'll have it done and back up. Oh, maybe I don't know. Oh, there you are.
It's definitely good tritium prices.
Yeah. I'm interested with it.
I've tried each time I've come into it. I've tried a different place, and each time I've done all right. Really, I found pretty good.
Frameshift drive
Yeah.
charging.
Okay, jumping
No matter
into
what way you come into it, it's
where
good.
you're at.
Almost every single asteroid's got a bit of tritium in it, but
Yeah.
like the higher ones are probably like 3 and 5, I'd say. Yeah, that's quite high. Well, I'm turning away very few. You know what I mean? That's how good it is.
That's
really.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very few that I think. No, I won't bother. When they're like 7.
Well, I got
Like this one. This has got this surface deposits, definitely.
Well, we got 300. I guess we got 385 in the tritium commodity market. Let's see. Need what?
So then, did we just sell it to you, or is there a
Yeah.
slot? Okay, or is there storage
The
option?
donate slot. The donate is full.
Oh, okay. So we have to just sell it to you then?
Yeah, you're getting paid 20,000 for it, half market price.
Yeah, that's fine.
If I had a
I've
few more
done that
billions,
a
I'd
lot
put it up there.
earlier.
If I had a few more billions, I'd put it up there to market price, but I don't.
doing this really for your career. Like, I'm not doing it for any money or anything anyway. So it's
Yeah.
just literally, I don't mind
If
doing it.
if we were
It's
if
quite
we were
relaxing.
mining for money, we wouldn't be mining for tritium to begin with.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a look at that. Is it mono? What's it called?
Yeah, it's monazite.
Monotite. Yeah,
Monazite.
that's worth a little look. When
Monazite,
one time.
alexandrite, and
There's another triple hotspot of something else, isn't there? Here as well. I can't remember what it was, but
let me see.
that's another quite good one as well.
What's in here is void opals. Low temperatures are like 200,000 a ton or 190. It depends on where you go. Void opals. Let's see. Where's my mining tool at? Miner's tool. Void opals. We can get 525,000 a piece for them.
That's it.
But
Grandidorite.
Grandidorite.
There's a triple hotspot of that stuff.
The miners still don't show me what it's worth. About the only thing they show is painite, low temperature, void opals, benodite, serendibite, muscovite, platinum, and osmium. Muscovite is a good one.
Really.
Ooh,
What is it?
muscovite.
Mainly core mining?
No, you can laser in subsurface.
Oh, okay.
There is some in cores.
It is good for core mining. I do a lot of muscovite core mining.
Now, and that's 740,000 a ton.
This carrier of yours, is it orbiting the rings we need to go to?
Yes.
Okay.
I parked it. Just a hop, skip, and a jump. You come out of the carrier, you go up into Super Cruise, get away from the planet, turn around. Now I'm going to tell you, the triple hotspot spots, you have to really look. When you find the tritium hotspot, look and move your ship back and forth and see if you can see three of the half circles.
Yeah.
And that's your triple hotspot. But if you pick on one of them, it covers the other two up and you can't see. There is some single hotspots out here at tritium. And I've been doing good, and all I did was pick the center hotspot of the tritium. I got a hotspot on the left and a hotspot on the right, and then I aimed for the widest and the brightest yellow band, and I boom go in there, and I came out with 251 tons in 2.5 hours.
Not bad.
No, that's almost as good as an Astro can do with his egg. Almost.
Yeah. I ain't done bad with this little thing, really, when I think of it. It's not. It's,
no, if you enjoy mining, she's.
Yeah. On to. Yeah, it's gonna be about 700 tons, like by the end, I reckon. Estimate.
Yeah.
That's not bad. For a little python.
No, that's pretty good.
My little monkey. Have you run out of fuel yet, Philip?
Nope, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's a bit more than a slither of fuel left.
Yeah, are you gonna map it all out first?
Who?
Philip.
I think he's landing to get his.
Yeah, I'm landing.
No, he hasn't. You got your
Oh,
detailed service scanner, right?
Yeah.
Mm. You'll
yeah,
have to
'cause you'd
send
be
probes
pretty
into it.
knackered without that.
What? Did you guys
I'll be right
forget
back.
mapping the
No,
probes? Oh, okay.
no, but we're not winged up, so you can't use
Oh,
ours.
yeah, that's right.
Be right back.
Mhm.
Docking accomplished. Engines shutting down. Your ship has stopped command.
Don't think I forgot anything. Everything's full.
What's full?
All my module slots. Got 2 cargoes, 2 limpet controllers, uh, a collector controller, a prospector, prismatic shields, uh, more cargo, guardian, frame shift booster, more cargo, detailed surface scanner, utility. You have a pulse wave analyzer and 2-point defenses. Hard points. A 4A beam laser, a 4A multi-cannon, 4 mining lances, and a 2D mining laser. Yeah, I'm pretty. Oh, I forgot a refinery. God damn it. That's what I forgot. I'll have it shipped here.
Yeah. You need a refinery.
Yep. Modules. I'm surprised the refinery's not still on here. Oh well. That's a took it off for a reason.
I'll get Astro to design another cup. So don't forget your refinery.
Yeah.
Instead of don't forget your limpet.
Although I can't seem to find the refinery. Where's my refinery?
Well, I think we tried to tell you, don't forget your refinery.
No one told me that.
I believe I did too.
I remember Linda saying something about a refinery.
We were talking about limpets, and I said, "You got your refinery?" Yeah, I got my refinery. You can't mine without a refinery.
I like a 6-bin refinery, I do.
I like the
That way you
10-bin.
can.
You got
There
you
it
got one in
is.
storage?
Yes, thankfully.
Well, just ship it here.
Yep.
How much that costing to ship?
Only
32,000.
Interest.
Yeah.
How much?
32.
2,000. Oh, that's
Yeah.
32,000
Yeah.
Oh, 32,000.
and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Well,
not too bad though.
I'm like logging off now anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll see you guys
I'm
tomorrow.
gonna get over here too because I haven't even had supper yet. I jumped on here and was mining, and then
Me either. I'm starving.
Yeah.
So I'll
Well,
see you
Chris,
tomorrow.
Yeah.
thank you
Okie
for all your
dokie.
help. Thank you, Philip, when you
No
get
worries.
started.
Mm-hmm.
You're
And I'll see
welcome.
you gentlemen tomorrow sometimes. I'll probably come on and mine during the day sometime, but I don't know when. I'm gonna give my eyes a rest.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Need your
y'all have
beauty
a
sleep.
wonderful day.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah, and you. See you
Bye
later.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, and we'll cut that off for today. Thanks for anyone watching. We'll pick this up tomorrow at 8 p.m. ish, where we'll be mining some tritium. Until then, bye.